Chapter 294. Young Master Meng's voice, coupled with that wretched smile, made Zhao Yun feel a little disgusted. She snorted softly and said to young Master Meng, "Young Master Meng, you're really impressive. You've even figured out my background so clearly." Young Master Meng said somewhat proudly, "Of course. In Yang City, there's nothing that this young master can't do. Since this young master has taken a fancy to you, then you can't run away. Follow this young master, and you'll have a good life in the future. Don't worry." Zhao Yun's mouth twitched a few times. I don't know why young Master Meng has taken a fancy to this little woman. There's nothing special about this little woman, right? I'm not very good looking and I'm not young either. With young Master Meng's status, what kind of woman can't you have? I don't know if young Master Meng can be magnanimous and let me go. Zhao Yun admitted that she was a little cowardly and did not dare to offend young Master Meng. In this era, she could not deal with rich and powerful people just because she knew some mediocre martial arts. Young Master Meng smiled and said, "Miss Yun is belittling herself too much. In this young master's eyes, Miss Yun is different from ordinary women. You're somewhat unique." Young Master Meng's words almost made Zhao Yun vomit blood. "Then since young Master Meng has investigated my family's matters so clearly, then do you know that I'm already a married woman with a child? Young Master Meng shouldn't have such a heavy taste, right? He shouldn't be interested in a married woman with a son, right? Men generally didn't like clean women, especially in ancient times. They probably valued women's chastity even more." Young Master Meng was slightly stunned, then said with a smile, "That's fine. Didn't you say that Miss Yun doesn't have a husband? You're just taking care of a child. This young master isn't such a petty person, so I won't mind too much." Zhao Yun felt like crying but had no tears. Damn it, so she had to thank young Master Meng for not despising her? "Young Master Meng, what you heard might be a little off. It's not that I don't have a husband, it's just that my husband wasn't by my side in the past. He came back a few days ago. Young Master Meng, if you really like this little woman, then it's a pity. Our great Zhou country's laws state that a married woman cannot remarry. Marrying a married woman is the same crime 50 times. Zhao Yun racked her brains to deal with Child Meng. She had to find a reason to make Child Meng give up on her. Zhao Yun thought that her reason could fool young Master Meng, but in the end, Zhao Yun realized that she was still too naive. Young Master Meng faintly said, "Miss Yun, you don't have to worry about this. Later, this young master will speak to your husband, and then he will divorce you. At that time, this young master can openly marry you." Zhao Yun felt that a mouthful of blood was stuck in her chest, and she almost spat it out. She really admired young Master Meng. She didn't know what was so special about her that made young Master Meng so persistent. "Young Master Meng, actually, this little woman just wants to live a simple life. I don't want to live a luxurious life. Please be merciful and let me go. A forcibly picked melon won't be sweet. I believe that young Master Meng can find someone better than me." Zhao Yun could only say it directly. She couldn't let young Master Meng go at all. Chapter 295. As Zhao Yun spoke, she pointed out the things on her little donkey to young Master Meng. "Young Master Meng, these are your things. I've returned them to you." Yun was just an ordinary woman. She had never seen so much money before. "It's not safe in my house. Young Master Meng, please take them back." After Zhao Yun finished speaking, young Master Meng's entire face darkened. This woman rejected him like this. No one had ever dared to speak to him like this. Young Master Meng's original patience was worn out. "Zhao Yun, don't refuse a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit." Young Master Meng gritted his teeth and warned. "Young Master Meng, I don't dare to offend you, but I'm a married woman. A figure like you wouldn't forcefully snatch a commoner's wife, right? Then let's see if this young master dares." Zhao Yun's brows furrowed together in worry. Young Master Meng's tricks were not something she could deal with. Just as Zhao Yun was frowning and not knowing what to do, a familiar voice sounded behind her. Zhao Yun turned around and realized that the person was He Lianchen. Helianchen first called out to young Master Meng. In Yang City, the Helian family had business dealings with young Master Meng. When young Master Meng saw Helianchen coming over, his attitude instantly became humble. After all, the Helian family's power was not ordinary. Basically, all the businessmen in Yang City did not dare to offend the Helian family. Helianchen did not expect to see Zhao Yun here. He was pleasantly surprised. Miss Yun, why are you here? I'm here to look for young Master Meng. Is young Master Helian also here to look for young Master Meng? Yes. We're here to discuss some business matters. I didn't expect Miss Yun to be here too. This is really fate. Zhao Yun forced a smile and said, yes. Young Master Meng did not expect that Zhao Yun would actually know Helianchen, and from the looks of it, the two of them seemed to be very familiar with each other. Young Master Helian, you also know Miss Yun? Young Master Meng asked in embarrassment. If he had a good relationship with Helianchen, he really didn't dare to offend Zhao Yun. Helianchen nodded. I've seen him a few times. When young Master Meng heard this, he heaved a sigh of relief. It was fine as long as they weren't close friends. If Zhao Yun tattled on him in front of Helianchen and Helianchen got angry, he would be finished. Helianchen turned to Zhao Yun and asked, may I know why Miss Yun is here? I'm returning something to young Master Meng. As he spoke, he pointed at the thing on his little donkey. Young Master Meng couldn't say no now, so he said to the man who sent things to Zhao Yun's house last time, Yun, you go and check the things. Yun nodded. Yes, Master. After Yun checked the things in Zhao Yun's car, he said to young Master Meng, young Master, the other things are correct, but we're missing a bolt of cloud brocade. Zhao Yun shrugged. Young Master Meng, your things are all here. Anyway, I didn't take them. If anything is missing, please go and find my grandparents again. After all, I wasn't the one who accepted these things back then. Little brother, you also know this. Zhao Yun pointed at Yun. Yun nodded at young Master Meng. Back then, he had no choice but to do this because he saw that Zhao Yun insisted on not accepting it. Chapter 296. If she didn't escape now, Zhao Yun was afraid that she wouldn't have that chance anymore. After all, she wouldn't be lucky enough to meet Helianchen every time. As for what Yun said about missing a bolt of cloud brocade, she knew that it must have been taken by old Zhao's family. They probably thought that young Master Meng wouldn't find out. Anyway, this matter had nothing to do with her. Even if it was missing, young Master Meng could just find old Zhao's family. She wanted to know how old Zhao's family would deal with it. Helianchen seemed to have forgotten the purpose of coming to young Master Meng's place today. Seeing that Zhao Yun had left, he hurriedly followed. Young Master Helian, is there something you need? Zhao Yun asked. Helianchen shook his head and said, nothing. I just want to know if Miss Yun has seen Ah Feng. The Ah Feng that Helianchen mentioned was Mu Lianfeng. Zhao Yun didn't know why Helianchen asked this. Thinking of what Mu Lianfeng said before, Zhao Yun felt that it was better not to reveal Mu Lianfeng's information. It wasn't that she didn't trust Helianchen, but Zhao Yun didn't want any accidents to happen. Anyway, Mu Lianfeng's injuries were almost healed and he could return to the heir apparent's residence soon. Even if others were worried, they wouldn't be worried for long. Zhao Yun smiled and said to Helianchen, young Master Helian, you must be joking. How could I have seen young Master Mu? Did something happen to young Master Mu? Helianchen smiled and shook his head. It's nothing. I thought he would go to your place. Zhao Yun couldn't read Helianchen's thoughts, but she saw the disappointment and worry in Helianchen's eyes. It was probably because he couldn't find Mu Lianfeng. Zhao Yun didn't understand the situation in the Shitzi mansion. She knew that Mu Lianfeng was fine and that he was recuperating in her home. As for other things, Zhao Yun didn't want to think too much about it. Young Master Helian, there is nothing else, right? If there is nothing else, then I will leave first. Zhao Yun said her goodbyes. Wait, Miss Yun, I haven't seen you for a long time. I miss your cooking very much. I wonder if I can go to Miss Yun's house for lunch today? Helianchen licked his lips greedily. What he missed the most was Zhao Yun's red braised pork and the delicious mushrooms. Anyway, He had eaten in so many restaurants, but he had never eaten anything better than Zhao Yun's cooking. After seeing Zhao Yun, the worms in his stomach stirred. If he didn't eat Zhao Yun's cooking today, his body would probably feel very uncomfortable. The corner of Zhao Yun's mouth twitched. She was a little confused by Helian Chen's sudden words. He specially went to her house just to eat her cooking? Helian Chen saw Zhao Yun's troubled expression and hurriedly said, "Miss Yun, don't worry. I definitely won't freeload this time. How about this? Put the ingredients on my tab and I will pay you another 500 copper coins. What do you think?" Zhao Yun guessed that Helian Chen had misunderstood her. If it was just one meal, how much could he eat her food? Zhao Yun was worried that if Helian Chen went to her house, wouldn't he discover Mu Lianfeng? She still had to discuss this matter with Mu Lianfeng. The young Master Helian, isn't it too troublesome for you to come to my house so far away? Helian Chen seemed to be very indifferent. It's okay, Miss Yun. I don't think it's troublesome. I have nothing to do anyway. Chapter 297. The corner of Zhao Yun's mouth twitched. This guy was really not easy to get rid of. Looking at Helian Chen's expectant eyes, Zhao Yun laughed embarrassedly and said to Helian Chen, "Young Master Helian, you have time now, but I still have other things to do." So, Helian Chen was not stupid. He knew that Zhao Yun meant to reject him. He could not help but feel a little disappointed. "Miss Yun, if I have time in the future, can I go to your house to eat?" "Of course." "All right then. Miss Yun, you go ahead. I'll leave first." Looking at Helian Chen's departing figure, Zhao Yun heaved a heavy sigh of relief. Zhao Yun did not go back immediately. Instead, she went to the market to walk around. There were still some things at home that needed to be bought. In the past, she did not have the money to save. Now that she could earn so much money every day, she still wanted to live a more exquisite life. She bought some vegetables and some bottles and jars of food back. When she was about to go back, she saw a small stall hanging on it. "This stall is for sale. The price can be discussed in detail." It was a snack stall that was still doing business. Zhao Yun took a look. The snack stall's business was not bad. There were many customers coming and going. It was probably related to the craftsmanship and the location of the market. Logically speaking, this kind of stall should be able to earn a lot of money in a month. But why was it still for sale? Zhao Yun walked over. The owner of the stall was an old woman in her 50s or 60s. Her movements were nimble. She served the customers faster and the things looked clean. Seeing Zhao Yun walk over, the old woman greeted her with a smile. "Miss, are you here to eat? See if there's anything you like to eat. You can order it." Zhao Yun shook her head and said, "Granny, I see that your stall is for sale. Your business is doing well. How are you going to sell it?" The old woman smiled. "My wife is going to give birth to a son. I also want to hold a grandson. Now that I'm busy with the stall and everyone is taking care of her, it won't do. That's why I want to change my business. I'll be able to serve her during her confinement period." Zhao Yun nodded, thinking that this old woman was really not bad. If it was an ordinary mother-in-law, she would probably be reluctant to sell such a profitable shop and return to serve her daughter-in-law. "Miss, do you want to take over my stall? To be honest, if I had the skills, it wouldn't be bad to set up a stall here. I could earn 100 or 200 coins a day." The price of the items sold was not high, but the profits were small and quick. "If you do well, you might even earn more than me." Zhao Yun continued to ask, "How much would it cost to sell Granny's stall? If you want to transfer, you'll have to pay 2 taels of silver first. In the future, you'll have to pay 1 tael of silver a year to rent the stall." Zhao Yun calculated. This was not cheap. If it was not done well, she might have to pay for it every year. Zhao Yun sighed and said, "Then forget it. It's too risky." "Miss, are you complaining that the rent is too expensive? If Miss has the heart to take over, we can discuss the price." The old woman was also a little anxious that the stall had not been rented out after a month. Zhao Yun still shook her head. "Granny, I don't want to do business for the time being. After all, I still have to discuss this with my family. How about this? If Granny hasn't transferred out in a few days, we can discuss the price again. What do you think? Chapter 298. All right, Mississippi. Let me know when you've made up your mind. Zhao Yun drove the donkey back to the village. With the donkey, she came back much earlier. It was only 10 in the morning. When she passed by family Zhu, she heard the family Zhu quarreling. Zhao Yun heard the fierce quarrel and guessed that something must have happened. She parked the donkey in front of family Zhu's door and Zhao Yun walked in. The moment she entered the courtyard, she heard Mrs. Zhu's cursing. The content of her cursing was also very filthy and unpleasant. Zhao Yun saw Mulan protecting a little girl behind her. The little girl was not very old, about 6 or 7 years old. Because she had been malnourished for a long time, she was thin and dry. She looked very small, even smaller than Zhu Sen. The little girl was Mulan's child, Erhua. She hid behind Mulan and was trembling a little. Zhao Yun saw that Erhua's face was a little red and swollen. There was also a palm print. It was obvious that she had been slapped. He was such a young child, yet he hit him so hard. How ruthless was he? Mother, Erhua is young and doesn't know any better. She ate when she was hungry. Mother, please don't hit her, okay? Mulan pleaded. Mrs. Zhu snorted coldly. She's just a good-for-nothing. Why don't you hit her? Will she learn her lesson if you don't hit her? Why are you still protecting her, you little b****? Get out of my way. Mother, isn't it just a steamed egg? Let's make another one. Erhua will definitely learn her lesson this time. Mrs. Zhu sneered. Isn't it just a steamed egg? It's easy for you to say. Do you think eggs are cheap? They're very precious. Even an old woman like me can't bear to eat them, but this good-for-nothing ate them. The more Mrs. Zhu thought about it, the angrier she became. She picked up the broom and threw it at Mulan. Erhua screamed in fright. How could a child withstand such a scare? Mulan quickly held Erhua in her arms so that Mrs. Zhu's broom wouldn't hit Erhua. However, she was the one who was injured. The broom fell heavily on Mulan's back. It hurt just by looking at it. Mrs. Zhu was really merciless. She used so much strength. Fortunately, she hit Mulan. If it hit Erhua, her petite body would not be able to withstand it. Cruel and merciless old woman, Zhao Yun cursed in her heart. Looking at Mrs. Zhu's appearance, she felt disgusted. How could there be such an annoying person? Now, she sympathized with Mulan even more. Zhao Yun scolded and pulled up Mulan and Erhua from the ground. Mrs. Zhu glanced at Zhao Yun and said in a displeased tone, "What do you mean stop? I'm teaching my family a lesson. What does it have to do with you? Do you want to interfere?" Zhao Yun took a deep breath. She knew that she was meddling in other people's business. However, she had a good relationship with Mulan. She couldn't just watch Mulan be bullied like this. Her mother was also a stubborn person. She didn't want Mulan to continue enduring like this. She would be as miserable as her mother for the rest of her life. Anti-family Zhu, I don't mean to meddle in your family's business. I'm just saying something fair. It's just a child who stole a bowl of steamed egg. Aren't you afraid of hurting her by hitting her so hard? If this goes on, won't you need a doctor to treat her? Zhao Yun said with a cold smile. Chapter 299. Mrs. Zhu said in an aggressive tone. She probably thought that Zhao Yun wouldn't give her an egg. In the countryside, ordinary people wouldn't be willing to eat eggs. Eggs were usually saved to exchange for money. Seeing Mrs. Zhu's reaction, Zhao Yun said, "Sure, it's just an egg. I'll give it to you later." Mrs. Zhu was struck dumb for a second. She didn't expect that Zhao Yun would say that. Mulan said, "Yun, you don't need to help me. You can keep the egg for yourself." Mrs. Zhu was furious when she heard that. How could she let Mulan ruin her chance to earn an egg? "You bitch, what are you talking about? If I don't want you, I'll make an egg out of you." Mulan looked a little sad. She thought for a while, then said to her mother, "Mom, I made some money a while ago. That money should be enough to buy a lot of eggs, right?" Mrs. Zhu was displeased when Mulan mentioned that. You did make some money, but isn't it to supplement our family, Zhu? You eat and drink family Zhu's food. Isn't food money? Zhao Yun really admired Mrs. Zhu's ability to turn black into white. Mrs. Family Zhu, you're wrong. If Mulan didn't make money, she would still be able to eat and drink family Zhu. She can't save money, right? For an egg, you beat and scolded her and her child. I think Mrs. Mulan shouldn't help the family Zhu to make money. Anyway, she won't gain anything. The child was treated like that just because he ate an egg. Zhao Yun said angrily. She was helping Mulan to say that to Mrs. Zhu. She believed that Mulan didn't dare to say it out loud herself. Zhao Yun can be said to be mercilessly exposed, making old Madame Zhu lose face. The most important thing is that old Madame Zhu is afraid that Mulan will really learn from Zhao Yun and not sell things in Yang City to make money. Zhao Yun, get out of here right now. It's none of your business. Today, I'll beat this bitch and the little bastard to death. Mrs. Zhu angrily held the broom and was ready to teach Mulan and Hua a lesson. She just wanted to regain some face from them and make Mulan continue to listen to her. Zhao Yun couldn't hit an old woman. If she did something to Mrs. Zhu, she didn't know how this disgusting old woman would blackmail her later. However, she couldn't let Mrs. Zhu bully Mulan like this. Zhao Yun was worried when a young man walked into the yard. It was Mulan's husband, Zhu Er. Zhu Er was tall and strong, but he was a little thin. His skin was dark, and it was obvious that he often worked in the fields. When he saw Mrs. Zhu's broom was about to fall on his wife and child, he hurried forward and grabbed Mrs. Zhu's hand. Mother, what are you doing? Why are you hitting Lan and Hua? Mrs. Zhu snorted. It's all because of your wife and the little bastard. The little bastard secretly ate the egg soup, and Mulan is still protecting her. Usually, Zhu Er was also filial, so old Madame Zhu knew that no matter what, her son would definitely stand on her side first. Chapter 300. After so many years, Zhu Er had figured out what kind of people Mulan and his mother were. Zhu Er didn't listen to Mrs. Zhu's side of the story. Instead, he asked Mulan first. Mother, Hua is a glutton. It's okay for her to eat a bowl of steamed egg, right? The child is so young. What if you hurt her? It's normal for Mulan to protect her. If I were here, I would protect Hua too. You're such an unfilial son. You've really forgotten your mother after you got married. Now you're protecting your wife, right? Mother, I'm not protecting anyone. I'm just telling the truth. For so many years, Mulan has been working hard for our family. She has done all kinds of hard work. However, you hurt Mulan because of such a small thing. You shouldn't have done that. Zhu Er didn't want to say these words at first. Now that he didn't say it, he felt uncomfortable, especially when he saw that his wife and daughter were injured. He was Mrs. Zhu's son, but he was also Mulan's wife and Hua's father. If he couldn't even protect his wife and daughter, was he still a man? Mrs. Zhu was so angry that she shouted again, "You're wrong. How can you say that? How can you say that about your own mother? The family Zhu has really raised an ungrateful son of a bitch." Mrs. Zhu's scolding became more and more unpleasant. Zhu Er was grateful to his parents for bringing him up. Over the years, he worked hard so that the family Zhu didn't have to live so hard. Even these favors were repaid. His mother was becoming more and more unreasonable. After enduring for so many years, Zhu Er finally exploded this time. Mother, if you think that Lan and I didn't do well, let's split up, okay? In the future, we'll live our own lives separately. We won't eat a mouthful of food from the family Zhu. Zhu Er said with some anger. This sentence really angered Mrs. Zhu. What did you say? You want to split up? Oh my God, why am I so unlucky to have given birth to such a heartless son? He actually dares to talk to me about splitting up. I'm not dead yet. As Mrs. Zhu cried, she sat down on the ground and began to wail. This sound would probably attract the attention of the crowd later. Zhao Yun was also speechless. As the saying goes, dirty linen should not be aired in public. However, Mrs. Zhu seemed to want people to know that her son and she were splitting up. Zhu Eru frowned. This time, he was determined. No matter how Mrs. Zhu made a fuss, he would not relent. If it was in the past, Mulan would probably have relented when she saw that her family was in conflict. But this time, she was silent. If they really split up, it might be a good thing. Previously, Zhao Yun'er had mentioned to her about splitting up, but she felt that it was impossible. She didn't mention it in front of Zhu Eru because it would hurt their relationship. Now that Zhu Eru had said it out loud, she wouldn't stop him. Today's matter had already broken Mulan's heart. Mother, if we don't split up, you can control what we eat. The child is greedy and eats a little. If you do this, and we won't be angry with you. There are many people in the village who have split up. Why don't we also split up this time to avoid so many quarrels? Zhu Eru said. Another man walked over from the courtyard. It was family Zhu's eldest son, Zhu Dainiu. Chapter 301. Zhu Dainiu knew that if they really separated, he would be the only one left to suffer. His father was dead, and there was no man in the family. He and Zhu Eru were busy with the work in the fields. Family Zhu also had 7 or 8 mu of fields. He couldn't do it alone. When he wasn't busy in the fields, he would find work to earn some money. However, the reason why family Zhu wasn't rich was that he had to support his third brother, Zhu Sanlu. His third brother's basic income was subsidized for his studies every year. If they separated, he would have to do the work alone. If the second branch was separated, he would have to support his third brother's studies alone. Although they were brothers, Zhu Dainiu still felt uncomfortable in his heart. Moreover, his wife was usually lazy. Most of the household chores were done by him as his second sister-in-law. He didn't say anything, but it didn't mean that he didn't know. In general, separating wouldn't benefit him at all. Big brother, I'm not talking out of anger. I really want to separate. You can live your own lives. Our second branch will be separated. Zhu Eru said. You heartless boy. Are you trying to anger your mother to death? Separate? Separate? Wait until your mother dies, then you can slowly divide it. Old Madame Zhu acted as if she was going to kill herself. Zhu Dainiu hurriedly stopped her. Zhu Eru also glanced at Mrs. Zhu with some worry. In the end, he didn't stop her. Second brother, you see, if we split up, how can mother commit suicide like this? You can't just watch as something happens to mother, right? Zhu Dainiu tried to persuade him again. Zhao Yun'er didn't get involved. She just watched the show quietly. She admired Zhu Eru a little. This man didn't look like the kind of person who was too stubborn. Looking at Zhu Eru's attitude, he was determined to separate. If they really separated, Zhao Yun'er would be happy for Mulan. Big brother, what I want is for us to separate from the family, not for our mother to seek death. It's true that your mother's life is important, but Lan and Erhua's lives are also important. Zhu Eru's attitude was firm. Mulan stood behind Zhu Eru and suddenly felt that her husband was as tall and straight as a mountain. Being able to marry a man who protected her like this was also a kind of happiness, right? AI, second brother, I know you are angry with mother, but how can there be so much hatred in a family? Mother is just a little hot-tempered. You can't be angry with mother, right? As Zhu Dainiu spoke, some people came over to the family Zhu's courtyard to join in the fun. Big brother, it's easy for you to say. If your wife and son were beaten by their mother like this, would you still be able to say such words? Zhu Eru asked back. Seeing that the villagers had come over, they chattered non-stop, guessing what had happened. Zhu Eru simply dropped the topic and pulled Zhu Erhua to the front of everyone. The red swelling and palm print on her little face had yet to disappear. Everyone had children and grandchildren. When they saw Erhua being beaten up like this, they couldn't help but feel sympathy for her. This family Zhu's old lady is too cruel, isn't she? Your little girl is beaten up like this. If she was beaten a little harder, she might have died. Chapter 302. Well, they're all biased. Family Zhu's second son and second daughter-in-law are both disliked. Well, they can't do that. They beat and scolded their wife and children. Eru can't be blamed for separating from them. Nobody can accept it. Exactly, I think it's better for them to separate from family Zhu. Let's see if family Zhu's mother can live a good life after that. Zhao Yun listened to their discussion on the side. She noticed that all the villagers were biased toward Zhu Er. Of course, in the discussion of these people, Zhao Yun also added fuel to the fire. When all the villagers agreed that family Zhu should separate from them, Zhu Eru and Mulan could really separate from each other this time. Zhu Dainiu and Mrs. Zhu were both angry when they heard the villagers' discussion. It seemed that if they didn't follow Zhu Eru's order, they would be scolded later. Compared with Mrs. Zhu, Zhu Dainiu was more anxious. We're biological brothers. Our third younger brother hasn't married yet. It's not good for us to separate from each other now. Why don't we wait until our third younger brother is married? Zhu Dainiu sighed. It seemed that he cared more about this family. Brother, our third younger brother is still young. We don't know how long we'll have to wait for our third younger brother to get married. At that time, Lan and Erhua will be dead. Brother, I've already told you that we can separate from each other. You can live a happy life together. Eru, is it worth it to hurt the harmony of our family because of such a trivial thing? Zhu Dainiu pretended to be sad. After Zhu Dainiu finished speaking, he came out to face the people who were afraid of him. Dainiu, it's easy for you to say that. You just don't want to separate from each other. After all, you and your wife have done less work than Eru and his wife. Your mother is biased towards you. What do you mean by hurting the harmony? How did your mother treat the second branch? We all saw it with our own eyes. A woman stood out and sneered. Since she wasn't afraid of causing trouble, she didn't hold back at all. The other villagers followed suit. It's good that you're separated. You won't be bullied every day if you're separated from the second branch. Dainiu, you're filial. You can live with your mother in the future. Why are you dragging Eru away? I don't know what he's thinking. Even his own brother is like this. Zhu Dainiu was so scared that he didn't know how to respond. Her face turned bright red from embarrassment. These people had already made it so clear. If he still tried to persuade Zhu Eru not to split, he would probably be scolded for being thick-skinned. Thus, he lowered his voice and blinked his eyes to signal old Madame Zhu. Mrs. Zhu said to Zhu Eru with a cold face, "You unfilial son. If you really want to separate from the family, then you won't get a single thing from our family Zhu." Mrs. Zhu just wanted to intimidate Zhu Eru. After all, if they really didn't get a single thing, Zhu Eru, Mulan and their children wouldn't be able to survive at all. Zhu Eru frowned. Seeing that Zhu Eru didn't say anything, Mrs. Zhu was a little proud. She knew that her words would scare Zhu Eru. The villagers couldn't stand it anymore and began to defend Zhu Eru. How can you do this? No matter how biased you are, you can't leave nothing behind after splitting from the family. Eru has worked so hard for the family Zhu before. Chapter 303. The eldest and youngest sons are sons, but isn't the second son also a son? Won't you be punished by the heavens if you do this? The villagers chattered away, making Mrs. Zhu lose face. Mrs. Zhu scolded the onlookers. What right do outsiders have to meddle in our family Zhu's affairs? I can do whatever I want. Ha, anti-family Zhu, what are you saying? We're not meddling in other people's affairs. We just can't stand it. If you act like this, I'll see who dares to marry an unreasonable person like you in the future. Your third son isn't married yet, right? Your grandson still has to marry a wife in the future, right? Your granddaughter still has to marry, right? Don't ruin your reputation. Mrs. Zhu was really frightened by what others said. In the village, other things were not important, but reputation was still very important. If people spread rumors, then it would really be troublesome for family Zhu to marry a wife or daughter in the future. Mrs. Zhu frowned. Because of these meddlesome people, she had no choice but to share some things with Zhu Eru even if she didn't want to. Zhu Eru said, "Mother, I don't want much. Just give me a room in our house so that Lan, the children, and I can have a place to stay. We have a total of 6 mu of paddy fields and 2 mu of dry land. Give me 1 mu of paddy field and half a mu of dry land." The rest will be given to eldest brother and third brother. In this way, Zhu Er didn't have much. If they really split the family assets evenly, they would get more than this. Anti-family Zhu Er doesn't want much. You have to give it to him, right? Mrs. Zhu didn't say anything. Instead, she looked at Zhu Dainyu and asked for Zhu Dainyu's opinion. Although this request didn't sound like much, Zhu Dainyu still felt that he was at a disadvantage. Second brother, you also know that third brother is still studying. His school expenses for a year are 2 taels of silver. We paid for it together before we split from the family. If we split from the family, you'll have to bear half of it, right? After Zhu Dainyu finished speaking, a villager started to spit out. Your third brother also got some of the farmland. Shouldn't he give some of his annual harvest to Eru? Isn't it obvious that he's bullying us? That's right. You shouldn't bully people like this. Zhu Dainyu's face and ears turned red from fear. His wishful thinking was not given a chance for him to carry out. Thus, someone suggested, I think Eru should just share 1/3 of the cost. Actually, it's understandable even if he doesn't share the cost after we split up. Anti-family Zhu, if Eru were to share 1/3 of the money, would the family be able to be divided like this? Well, family Zhu's old lady still didn't know what to say. She couldn't calculate this by herself. Instead, she looked at Zhu Dainyu. Zhu Dainyu thought for a while. If Zhu Eru could share 1/3 of the cost of his third brother's tuition, it would be fine. As for the other 1/3, his third brother's annual harvest would be enough. Now that the villagers were watching them split from the family assets, they couldn't bully Zhu Eru too much. In fact, after thinking about it carefully, if his third brother got married and split from the family assets, he wouldn't be able to get so much farmland. Thus, Zhu Dainyu nodded and said, Okay, if Eru can share 1/3 of my third brother's tuition, we'll split it like this. Chapter 304. 1 mu of paddy field, half a mu of dry land, 3 children, and 600 to 700 copper coins every year. Life in the future should be very difficult. Mulan nodded. She was not afraid of these. She and Zhu Eru were hardworking people. As long as the two of them worked hard, they would be able to live a good life. If it was before, Mulan would not have any confidence. Now that she could do business on the street and earn money, she could work harder and make more baskets to sell. That's good. Big brother, mother, it's settled. In the future, mother will live with you. Our second branch will be separated. Also, second brother, you have to bear some of mother's alimony every year. It depends on how much you want, but you can't let me and third brother bear it. Deal. Thus, the separation of the family Zhu was witnessed by the villagers. Zhao Yun also breathed a sigh of relief. On the surface, Mulan and her man got less and were at a disadvantage. However, Mulan was considered to have escaped the clutches of the devil, which was also quite fortunate. As long as she was hardworking and willing to use her brain, there was nothing that she could not live on. Zhao Yun was not worried about Mulan's situation at all. After watching the show at the family Zhu, it was already past 11 o'clock. Zhao Yun hurried the little donkey back home. Daodu and Mu Lianfeng were sitting in the house. Mu Lianfeng was teaching Daodu his homework. Among the books that Zhao Yun bought, there were the 3-character classic, the 1,000-character classic, and the Book of Songs. At this time, Mu Lianfeng and Daodu were explaining the Book of Songs. Zhao Yun arrived and stood at the door. She heard Mu Lianfeng's mouth read, The peach blossoms are bright and beautiful. The son of Yugure is suitable for his wife. The peach blossoms are bright and beautiful. The son of Yugure is suitable for his wife. The peach blossoms are bright and beautiful. Yugure, the son of God, belongs to his family. Zhao Yuner didn't know much about these ancient texts. When she was young, her grandfather liked classical literature and had talked about it to her. Although she didn't understand the meaning of the poem, Zhao Yun liked it immediately. She felt that it was beautifully written. Daodu was only 3 years old, so he naturally didn't understand what the poem was about. He asked in a soft and cute voice, Daddy, what does this poem mean? Daodu doesn't understand. Mu Lianfeng patted Daodu's head affectionately. You're still young. It's normal that you don't understand. You'll understand when you grow up. But Daddy really likes this poem now. Daodu was a little confused. Why does Father like this poem? Because of the artistic conception of this poem, Mu Lianfeng said. He recited the poem silently again while imagining Zhao Yuner holding a bouquet of bright peach blossoms in her hand. It was indescribably beautiful. He was waiting for the day when this beautiful woman would marry him and become his wife. In the past, when he didn't have a woman he liked, he didn't understand the beauty of this poem. What artistic conception is it? Zhao Yuner walked in and asked with a smile. She also wanted to hear what Mu Lianfeng had to say. Mu Lianfeng was slightly surprised, then the corners of his mouth rose into a smile. It was so beautiful that it took people's breath away. Nothing. Artistic conception is something that can't be explained. You can only experience it yourself, Mu Lianfeng said, but didn't say that he was thinking of Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner smiled and didn't continue to ask, because she also knew that artistic conception could only be understood and not explained. Chapter 305. I'm going to prepare dinner. You two should take a break too. You've been studying all morning, Zhao Yuner said. Mu Lianfeng closed his book and nodded. Daodu sensibly said to Zhao Yuner, Mother, Daodu will help you with the fire. I'll go too. Mu Lianfeng eagerly followed. Both the adult and the child wanted to help her with the fire, and Zhao Yuner didn't stop them. However, Mu Lianfeng had never done something like starting a fire before. Because of Mu Lianfeng's status, he usually didn't come into contact with such things. The adult and the child stood in front of the stove. Zhao Yuner was cooking above, but she didn't see the fire start for a long time. After a while, she realized that it was Mu Lianfeng who was making the fire. Daodu was guiding him from the side. Father, this is a fire starter. Before you start the fire, you have to loosen the grass. You have to burn the grass that's easy to burn. A wooden stick won't ignite immediately. Although Daodu was young, he was better at this kind of thing than Mu Lianfeng, who was an adult. Mu Lianfeng listened and nodded seriously. Okay, Father will give it a try. Yes, Father, you can do it. Ha! Mu Lianfeng followed Daodu's instructions, and sure enough, the fire started. Daodu, look, it's on fire. Mu Lianfeng suddenly felt a sense of accomplishment. Father, you're awesome. Daodu praised. The corners of Zhao Yun's mouth couldn't help but curl up. Looking at the interaction between these two people, she suddenly felt that the atmosphere was a little warm. When the pot was hot, Zhao Yun poured some rapeseed oil into it. After a while, the oil heated up and a fragrant smell came out. She poured the chopped chili and bird eggs into the pot and prepared to stir-fry the chili and scramble eggs. Spicy food was more appetizing. He had been eating a lot of meat recently, so it was a little oily. Recently, Zhao Yuner also had some indigestion in her stomach. She hoped that these two meals would be as light as possible. The dishes would go well with the rice, but not so greasy. In addition, he stir-fried a plate of cabbage, thickened a plate of mapo tofu, and added some egg drop soup. Although there was no meat, it tasted good. It was also very sumptuous. However, when the chili scrambled eggs, there was a pungent spicy smell that made people sneeze uncontrollably. It was very uncomfortable. Zhao Yuna used to stir-fry chili peppers, so she had already gotten used to the taste. It was Mu Lianfeng's first time experiencing it. He kept sneezing and his whole face turned red. Zhao Yuner looked at Mu Lianfeng worriedly and asked, Young Master Mu, do you want to go out and get some fresh air? Ahem, Mu Lianfeng coughed and waved his hand. It's okay, Yuner. At first, I was choking badly, but now I'm much better. Zhao Yuner glanced at Mu Lianfeng in disbelief, wondering if Mu Lianfeng was trying to be brave. Mu Lianfeng pretended to be calm and did not have any special reaction. Zhao Yuner retracted her gaze and continued to cook. Mu Lianfeng held back his cough. It was really uncomfortable, but he did not want to leave. Zhao Yuner often experienced such an uncomfortable feeling. It was too difficult. He did not expect that even cooking was not so easy. His heart ached for Zhao Yuner even more. After cooking, the water in the hanging pot began to boil. Zhao Yuner took out some tea leaves that she had stir-fried previously and soaked a pot of water. The tea leaves had been stored, but she had never drunk them. Because she did not have a thermos at home, the water would cool down very quickly. There was water in the kitchen for cooking, but she was too lazy to take out the tea leaves to soak. Chapter 306. Daodu was still young, so it wasn't suitable for him to eat greasy food. Mu Lianfeng was even more so. Drinking tea often had its benefits. Not long after, the tea in the teapot emitted a fragrant smell. At the same time, the meal was also ready. Zhao Yun called out to Daodu and Mu Lianfeng to start eating. After eating and drinking to their fill, Zhao Yun brought the tea over for Daodu and Mu Lianfeng to drink. "Mother, what is this?" Previously, Mother directly brewed it from the leaves that Mother picked from the mountains. Zhao Yun explained. The tea had a faint green color, and it looked very fresh and beautiful. When Daodu heard Zhao Yun's words, although he was curious, he didn't know what it was. He still drank it. As soon as the tea entered his mouth, Daodu spat it out. "Mother, it's so bitter." "Bitter?" Zhao Yun also drank a cup. Perhaps it was the first time, so it was a little bitter. After drinking a few more mouthfuls, one would slowly feel that it was a little sweet. "Daodu, drink a few more mouthfuls," Zhao Yun said. Daodu frowned and obediently drank 2 more mouthfuls. "Mother, does it seem to be too bitter?" "Ah, of course. Later, Mother will add a bit of honey for you. It will be sweet. But drinking more of this is good for you. Didn't Daodu say that he couldn't take his shit down these few days? After drinking it, he will be able to take it down." "Really? Then Daodu should drink more." When Mu Lianfeng heard this, he also picked up the cup on the table and drank a cup. Actually, he had been having a hard time taking his shit recently. In the past, when he was in the Crown Prince's residence, he always ate bland food. Once he ate too much oily food, he would become like this. At Zhao Yun's place, everything he ate was arranged by Zhao Yun, so he couldn't say anything. In addition, the food made by Zhao Yun was really delicious, so he couldn't help but eat more. After eating too much, there was an obstacle in taking a shit. He was too embarrassed to tell Zhao Yun about this. After all, it was inappropriate for a man to say such things to a woman. Mu Lianfeng had never drunk tea before. This was his first time drinking it, and he felt that the taste of the tea was very strange. It was bitter at first, then sweet. After a while, there was a refreshing feeling in his mouth. Mu Lianfeng asked curiously, "Miss Yuna, you said that this is tea made from leaves. I've never tasted this before. It tastes really good. I don't know where you got it, but if you buy it, it shouldn't be cheap, right?" "This is tea. It's a kind of leaf. I picked it from the mountains myself. I took it back and stir-fried it in a pot. Then, I ran it out with water, so I didn't spend a single cent. Does young Master Mu like to drink it?" Mu Lianfeng smiled and nodded. "I feel that the taste is quite strange. After drinking it, I feel better." Drinking tea has the effect of refreshing the mind. It can also clear the intestines. Drinking more is good for the body. Zhao Yun began to introduce the effects of the tea. Zhao Yun was curious why no one in this era drank tea. Could it be that no one knew that this thing could be drunk like this? It sounds like this tea is really good stuff. I haven't even seen it in the palace. I didn't expect to be able to drink such good stuff here at Miss Yun's place. Zhao Yun was amused by Mu Lianfeng. Good stuff? I guess so. Things were precious when they were rare, especially this kind of thing that no one had seen before. Chapter 307. Putting aside whether people would buy it or not, the production cost of tea leaves was still relatively high. Picking tea leaves on the mountain could only bring back a little at a time. If she called people to go together, she could get more. The problem was that there were not many people in the entire village who dared to go up the mountain. It would take her a lot of time to pick a basket of tea leaves. With so many dried tea leaves, it would probably only weigh 1 caddy. There were not many new leaves picked from the other large tea forest. Calculating the time cost, 1 caddy of tea leaves would not be worth 1 tael of silver. However, 1 tael of silver for 1 caddy of tea leaves was probably something that most people in ancient times could not afford. 1 tael of silver was enough for an ordinary family to spend for half a year. If one was not rich, who would be willing to spend money on this? Therefore, if she took it out to sell, the market potential was not big. In addition, she did not know any rich people. If she wanted to promote the tea leaves, she had to have the connections. She could not do this at the moment. It was better to wait for the future. Zhao Yun smiled and said to Mu Lianfeng, "If young Master Mu likes it, I'll prepare some for you when you go back. I still have a lot at home." "How can I do that? I've troubled Miss Yun enough during this period." "It's okay. It's not anything good." Speaking of Mu Lianfeng's return, Zhao Yun told Mu Lianfeng about her encounter with Helian Qin in Yang City today. She also asked when Mu Lianfeng was going to return to the heir apparent's residence. Although Mu Lianfeng was injured, it was not that he could not move. Now that she had a little donkey, it was fine to send Mu Lianfeng back to the heir apparent's residence. Mu Lianfeng did not mention returning to the heir apparent's residence. Zhao Yun could not say much, afraid that Mu Lianfeng would misunderstand that she was disdaining him and chasing him away. "Young Master Mu, the people in the heir apparent's residence seem to be very worried about your safety. They are the same as young Master Helian. Do you really not need to tell them?" Mu Lianfeng pondered for a while. He knew that the people in the Shitzi estate were very anxious, but he was reluctant to leave Zhao Yun's place like this. "Let's wait a few more days. It's better if we don't tell them." Zhao Yun thought that Mu Lianfeng had some plans in mind, so she didn't say much. In the afternoon, Zhao Yun gave the money from selling the bullfrog to Auntie Lu. She also got some green onions from Auntie Lu's house and took them back to plant. This kind of shallot would be more fragrant when sprinkled into the dishes. If he needed to plant some spring onions, he could cut them up at any time. Although the vegetable garden was small, it didn't take much space to grow spring onions. After planting it, Zhao Yun covered it with some plant ash. She estimated that it would grow back in about 10 days. "Yun girl," a voice came from behind her. Zhao Yun turned around and saw his uncle, Zhao Wenshi. Zhao Wenshi had a smile on his face and his attitude towards Zhao Yun seemed to be somewhat warm. Zhao Yun frowned. She didn't have a good impression of this uncle of hers. After all, he was involved in the plan to sell her for 200 taels of silver. "Uncle, why are you looking for me?" Zhao Yun's tone was indifferent. Seeing that Zhao Yun seemed to be too lazy to pay attention to him, Zhao Wenshi smiled a little embarrassedly. "Yun girl, did you return the things that young Master Meng gave you?" Chapter 308. Fortunately, he had sent the item back to young Master Meng. Otherwise, after old Zhao's people had this idea, he didn't know what kind of tricks they would play behind his back and do some sneaky things. "I just returned it today." "What's the matter, eldest uncle? Why are you suddenly asking about it?" "Actually, it's nothing much. I was originally thinking that if you didn't return it, could I borrow 20 taels of silver from you? You also know that your eldest cousin brother is going to the capital and the expenses there are not small. When your eldest cousin brother passes the provincial examination, our old Zhao's family will have a meteoric rise. In the future, your eldest cousin brother will definitely be thinking of borrowing money from you." Zhao Yun's lips curled into a sneer. So this was what he was thinking. How ridiculous. She really didn't know how Zhao Wenshi could say such words. Or was it that old Zhao's family members were too thick-skinned? Anyway, they had the nerve to ask for anything. "Eldest uncle, even if I didn't return it to young Master Meng, you can't borrow money from me. You can just ask grandfather for the 20 taels of silver. The money from selling me shouldn't have been spent so quickly, right?" After being ridiculed by Zhao Yun, Zhao Wenshi inevitably felt a little embarrassed. Before Zhao Wenshi could say anything, Zhao Yun continued, "Also, eldest uncle, if eldest cousin really does have a meteoric rise in the future, then your family should really thank me. After all, without me, eldest cousin might not be able to study." Zhao Wenshi couldn't refute Zhao Yun's words. But there was nothing he could do about it. After all, what Zhao Yun said was the truth. Zhao Yun didn't bother with Zhao Wenshi anymore. She picked up the shovel on the ground and was about to enter the house when Zhao Wenshi called out to Zhao Yun. Yuna, there's one more thing I need to trouble you with. Zhao Yun'er did not intend to help, but she wanted to hear what Zhao Wenshi had to say and see how shameless Zhao Wenshi was. Uncle, go ahead. I heard that your family bought a donkey. Yun, your eldest cousin brother and your fifth uncle are going to town tomorrow afternoon. Can you give them a ride with your donkey? The sneer on Zhao Yun'er's lips deepened. He was really shameless. Uncle, you're really not afraid of troubling people. Yuna, you have a little donkey at home anyway. It's fine to send it there for a while. It would be a waste to leave it at home and not use it. Your eldest cousin brother's health is not good, so he can't walk that far. There isn't an ox cart in town, so we can only trouble you. Uncle, it's my business whether or not my donkey is a waste. It was bought with money, so I treasure it. It's more than 10 miles to town. If 3 people sit on it, aren't you afraid that my donkey will break? Xiao Mao seemed to have heard her voice. It understood her words and raised its head to bark twice. Uncle, look, my family's Xiao Mao also agreed with me. It's not willing to pull. Zhao Wenshi did not expect Zhao Yun'er to be so difficult to talk to. He felt that Zhao Yun'er had changed a lot compared to before. You little girl, how could it break your family's donkey? Didn't you buy it to pull people? Otherwise, why did you buy it? Yun'er, your eldest cousin brother can't stand being tired. If he walks more than 10 miles, he'll be exhausted and won't have the energy to study. He's going to take the provincial examination. Zhao Wenshi persuaded again. Uncle, what are you saying? You make it sound like eldest cousin brother is a good for nothing other than studying. Chapter 309. Zhao Wenshi stared at Zhao Yun'er in anger. What are you talking about? Your older cousin isn't a good for nothing. He's going to be a government official in the future. He won't be able to walk so much like ordinary people. If you don't want to give it to him, just tell him. How can you criticize him like this? Seeing Zhao Wenshi being annoyed by her, Zhao Yun'er felt happy. Uncle, it's wrong of you to ask for help. Even if I want to give it to him, I don't want to give it to him anymore. Zhao Wenshi waved his sleeves and walked away in anger. He didn't get any benefits from coming to Zhao Yun'er's place. Instead, he was full of anger. Seeing Zhao Wenshi walking away, Zhao Yun'er smiled. Old Zhao's family was really shameless. She naturally wouldn't listen to them. If she got used to it, they would often come to torment her in the future. After Zhao Yun'er finished her work in the vegetable field, she went to get some small green grass. She brought it to Xiao Mao and fed it. Come on, Xiao Mao. You've been working hard every day. Eat more so that you can grow up. It won't be so hard to take care of people in the future. Xiao Mao seemed to understand. It stuck out its tongue and rolled the green grass in Zhao Yun's hand into its mouth. Seeing that Xiao Mao finished eating, Zhao Yun rubbed its head and said to it, Xiao Mao is so obedient. Xiao He saw the interaction between Zhao Yun and barked at Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun lowered her head and saw the jealousy in Xiao He's eyes. She smiled and rubbed Xiao He's head. Xiao He, are you unhappy? Did you not have a good lunch today? I'll cook fish soup for you tomorrow, okay? Little He seemed to understand Zhao Yun'er's words. It rubbed against Zhao Yun'er's feet a few times before it stopped making a fuss. Zhao Yun was also amused by Little Black. She thought that Little Black and Little Mao were really weird. They were smarter than humans. There was nothing else to do in the afternoon, so Zhao Yun'er tidied up the house. She swept the front of the house clean, loosened the soil in the vegetable garden, and pulled out the weeds. Looking at the empty space in front of the house, Zhao Yun'er thought about going back to the mountain to get some wildflowers and plant them in the yard. It would be very beautiful when they bloomed. After Zhao Wenshi left for a while, Zhao Yun'er thought that the matter of sending Zhao Wenshi to town had been put to rest. However, she did not expect that Zhao Wenshi would not give up. This time, he was smart enough to send Xin Pan instead of himself. Xin Pan held Zhao Yangyang's hand and walked over unhurriedly. However, when she came over, she did not immediately talk about sending her little donkey away. Instead, she started chatting with Zhao Yuner. Yuner, I haven't been here for a while. Now that I see that your family is living better and better, it's different from before. Zhao Yuner smiled. Life will change. How can it be the same as before? As long as you work hard, your life will get better and better. Xinpan also smiled. Her smile was gentle and was different from the ordinary women in the countryside. Yuna, you're right. As long as you work hard, your life will get better and better. Now that your family has bought a little donkey, it must be worth at least 2 taels of silver, right? Yes. You've saved up 2 taels of silver in such a short time. That's amazing. Chapter 310. Zhao Yun thought that Xinpan was trying to shift the topic to her donkey. She was probably going to ask her to give the donkey away. However, Xinpan didn't do that. Instead, she took out a packet of butter paper. She didn't know what was inside. Xinpan said to Zhao Yun, Yun, these are the dishes we saved for the banquet yesterday. I packed some meat dishes for you. They taste pretty good. You didn't eat them yesterday. Try them today. I'm sure Daodu will like them too. As she spoke, Xinpan handed the packed food over. Zhao Yun was slightly taken aback. She didn't want to take it. She really didn't understand Xinpan's tricks. Shouldn't she be talking about giving the donkey away? Why did she bring food over? However, Zhao Yun knew one thing. She had a soft mouth when she received gifts. If she accepted Xinpan's kindness and Xinpan mentioned giving the donkey away, Zhao Yun wouldn't be able to refuse. If the truth was really as Zhao Yun thought, then it could only be said that this Xinpan was too scheming. Zhao Yun didn't take it immediately. Instead, she asked, Cousin-in-law, do our grandparents know that you packed these dishes for me? If Hua Chunhua didn't know, who knew how she would make a fuss later? Zhao Yun didn't want Hua Chunhua to annoy her, nor did she want Hua Chunhua to annoy Xinpan. Xinpan smiled and nodded. I know. I told our grandfather about it, and he agreed. You take it. Although it's not anything good, it can at least improve the food. Zhao Yun still didn't want to take it. Xinpan thought that Zhao Yun disliked the leftovers, so she explained, Yun, these are all dishes that haven't been served yet. The guests haven't touched their chopsticks yet. They're all clean. Zhao Yun shook her head, indicating that she didn't mean it that way. Eldest cousin-in-law, I have vegetables at home, so I won't accept them. I eat a lot of meat every day. You'd better take it back. Old Zhao's family has a lot of people, and they eat a lot. Moreover, the men work hard, so they need to eat more meat. Xinpan was stunned as a complicated look appeared in her eyes. She didn't expect Zhao Yun to refuse. She thought that Zhao Yun would have a hard time raising a child. After all, how much money could a woman make? Therefore, the food that she usually ate was definitely not that good. If he sent her something, she should be very happy to accept it. But now, Zhao Yun actually said that she ate a lot of meat on a daily basis. Could it be that he had underestimated Zhao Yun? Thinking about it carefully, Zhao Yun shouldn't be lying. Since he could afford a donkey, he must have some money on hand. Now that he sent meat dishes to Zhao Yun as if they were treasures, it was a bit of a slap in the face. Xinpan smiled embarrassedly. Actually, it's not bad to try something new. It's better than what we make at home. This mother-in-law's cooking is not bad. Yun, are you really not going to try it? Zhao Yun still shook her head. Eldest cousin-in-law, I appreciate your kindness, but I don't want to accept things from old Zhao's family. I don't want to take any benefits from them. Of course, I don't want old Zhao's family to take any benefits from me either. No matter how good my life is, old Zhao's family doesn't have to covet it. Zhao Yun's words actually meant that now that she had bought a donkey, old Zhao's family shouldn't even think about taking advantage of her. Naturally, they shouldn't think about giving her donkey away. Chapter 311. Xinpan understood that old Zhao's family wanted to take the gifts from Lord Meng, so she said, Yun, I also think it's wrong for my grandma to accept Lord Meng's gifts, but I'm giving them back to you now. We're a family now, so don't be mad at me. Your surname is Old Zhao after all. Although Grandma doesn't agree with you, in my opinion, you're still a member of Old Zhao's family, and we're still a family. If you're in trouble, we can help each other. Shen Pan's words were nice, but Zhao Yuner didn't like it at all. Why did Shen Pan say that they were a family now? Well, sometimes people were like this. When they wanted to ask for help, they would say nice words. Zhao Yuna had to reevaluate Shen Pan now. She was probably the only one in Old Zhao's family who looked innocent and harmless, but was very scheming. Elder cousin-in-law, you must be joking. I've already separated from my family. How can I still be a family? It's useless for you to treat me as a family. You know how Old Zhao's family has treated me these past few years. Anyway, I'm living a better life now, and I don't need to rely on Old Zhao's family anymore. Zhao Yuner's words made Shen Pan speechless. What Old Zhao's family had done made Zhao Yuner bitterly disappointed. No matter how she tried to say nice words, Zhao Yuner wouldn't listen to her. Family was like this. It wasn't easy to make up for the alienation caused by indifference. Seeing that Shen Pan stopped talking, Zhao Yuner picked up the wooden basin and was about to wash her gifts by the river. She said to Shen Pan, cousin-in-law, is there anything else? If there's nothing else, I'll go to the river first. Yuner, I do have a favor to ask of you, Shen Pan thought for a while, then said it out loud. Cousin-in-law, what's the matter? Just tell me. Yuner, I'd like to ask you to send your eldest cousin brother tomorrow afternoon. He still has a lot of things with him when he leaves this time. I'm afraid it will be a little difficult for him to walk to the town. Moreover, fifth uncle is also going with them. If you can use your little donkey to send them, they won't have to travel more than 10 miles. Shen Pan's tone was gentle, as if she was discussing with Zhao Yuner. She was not as tough as Zhao Wenshi, but their goal was the same. Speaking of his fifth uncle, Zhao Yuner thought it was okay to send him off, but she didn't like the way Old Zhao's family took it for granted. Thus, she turned to Shen Pan and said, eldest cousin-in-law, it's actually quite convenient to rent Old Man Who's ox cart to get to town. It'll probably only cost about 30 to 40 copper coins. What Zhao Yun couldn't figure out was why Old Zhao's family came to beg her when it didn't cost much. This big bag of meat was probably worth about 20 to 30 copper coins. Shen Pan frowned. She didn't know what to say, so she explained to Zhao Yuner, if we can rent Old Man Who's ox cart, we won't bother you. Our grandmother doesn't agree to rent Old Man Who's ox cart. She seems to have a conflict with Old Man Who before. Zhao Yun remembered what happened before. It turned out to be like this. Cousin-in-law, as you know, even biological brothers have to settle accounts clearly. My donkey was bought with money. Well, you can go back and discuss with our mother. If you can pay me 30 copper coins, I'll send my eldest cousin brother to town this time. Chapter 312. Most importantly, she wanted to let Old Zhao's family know that she wasn't so easy to negotiate with. Otherwise, once they got used to taking advantage of her, they would like to take advantage of her. Shen Pan looked deeply at Zhao Yun as if she didn't know this Zhao Yun. When did Zhao Yun become so difficult to fool? She didn't want to care about whether Old Zhao's family took the money or not. After all, it wasn't her money that they were spending. All she wanted was for Zhao Yun to send Zhao Tianlong off. Thus, she nodded and said, okay, then I'll go back and discuss it with our grandparents. Seeing Shen Pan leave, Zhao Yun sighed in relief. Old Zhao's family really knew how to stir up trouble. None of them were good people. Zhao Yun shook her head and carried the wooden basin to the riverside. The afternoon sun was gradually setting. The wind by the riverside was a little chilly. At this time, there weren't many people by the riverside. Zhao Yun washed the cloth and other things in the basin, then carried the wooden basin back. Just as she got up, her feet slipped and she almost fell into the water. Fortunately, a pair of hands suddenly stretched out from behind and pulled Zhao Yun back. Zhao Yun suddenly came close to a person. Fortunately, The two of them weren't very close. Zhao Yun quickly took a step back. Yun, are you okay? It was Lu Lei. Zhao looked up and saw Lu Lei's familiar face and his concerned gaze. Zhao Yun quickly shook her head and said, I'm fine, Brother Lu. Fortunately, you pulled me back. Otherwise, I would have fallen into the river. It was spring, not summer. The river was still cold. If she fell in, she would definitely catch a cold. Lu Lei also smiled. She was glad that she was here. Otherwise, if Zhao Yun really fell, she would be distressed. Just now, I saw you washing things by the river, so I came over. I didn't call you. I didn't expect that just as I walked in, you almost fell. Lu Lei explained. What a coincidence. Zhao Yun smiled. While the two of them were talking, a whistle came from not far away. Zhao Yun looked in the direction of the voice. It was a few men. These men were all from the village. Zhao Yun had seen them before, but she was not familiar with them. One was called Zhao Si, one was called Wang Meng, and the last one was called Lu Hu. This Zhao Si could be considered Zhao Yun's cousin. Zhao Baoshan also had several brothers. This Zhao Si was the grandson of Zhao Yun's father. Lu Lei knew from the whistling that these people were definitely going to make fun of him. He said to Zhao Yun, I went to Yang City with them to find a job to do these few days. I just happened to come back with them. Zhao Yun smiled. That's very good. You can earn more money by doing more work. When you go back and save money, you can buy more land. When the time came, they would have more capital. It would probably be much easier for Lu Lei to find a wife. After all, with Lu Lei's current conditions, there were very few girls who were willing to marry him. Zhao Yun just didn't say this out loud. Lu Lei nodded. Yes, I think so too. Brother Lei, you must be tired from working, right? Let's go back. Lu Lei looked greedily at Zhao Yun, but still agreed to Zhao Yun's words. But when they walked to the shore, Zhao Si and the other two also walked over. The whistle blew a few more times. Chapter 3:13. Lu Lei blushed at Zhao Si's words. Zhao Si, what are you saying? If others heard this, I wouldn't care, but it's not good for Yun's reputation. Lu Lei was still thinking about Zhao Yun. Everything was for Zhao Yun's sake. Oh, Lu Lei, are you embarrassed? Zhao Si continued to tease him. I'm just speaking the truth. You two do look like a perfect match. You're a perfect match. You're pleasing to the eye when you stand together. Don't tell me you're not interested in me, your cousin? After Zhao Si said this, Lu Lei's face turned even redder. He didn't dare to answer Zhao Si. He was indeed thinking about Zhao Yun, but he didn't think it was good to lie. Zhao Yun saw Lu Lei's embarrassment. Zhao Si's joke couldn't be made like this. She might be gossiped about in the village again. Brother Zhao Si, your joke isn't good at all. Lu Lei and I are just friends. Now that you've said it, it's as if we have some shady business between us. You can only say this now. If someone hears it and I get scolded, I'll settle the score with you. Zhao Yun's serious face let Zhao Si know that she was serious. Zhao Si smiled embarrassedly. Cousin Yun, look at you. It's just a joke and you're angry with me. Cousin, this isn't a matter of whether I'm angry or not. It's that some jokes can be made and some can't. Don't you know that people in the village are very good at making groundless accusations? If you're joking, they might take it seriously. If anything happens, won't you be responsible? Being frightened by Zhao Yun, Zhao Si didn't know what to say. He could only apologize to Zhao Yun. Cousin Yun, it's cousin's fault. Cousin shouldn't have teased you. I won't make such jokes in the future. But then again, you are also my cousin. I also want you to be well in the future. Lu Lei is really good. Are you really not going to consider him? He's working very hard now. If a woman wants to find a man, she has to find such a hard-working man. After Zhao Si finished speaking, Lu Lei was still full of anticipation. He glanced at Zhao Yun, wanting to hear how Zhao Yun would respond. However, Zhao Yun said, Fourth brother Zhao, thank you for your concern, but I know about my marriage. I don't want to get married right now. I'm living quite well with Daodu. Zhao Yun said this in front of Lu Lei, and she couldn't bear to hurt him. But in the end, she knew that since she wouldn't choose to be with someone, she shouldn't give others any thoughts. Just as Zhao Yuner expected, after she said this, Lu Lei's eyes were filled with unconcealable disappointment. Zhao Yuner stood in front of Lu Lei and felt very uncomfortable. She quickly took her leave. Looking at Zhao Yuner's back as she left, Zhao Si patted Lu Lei's shoulder and comforted him. Lu Lei, it seems that my cousin really doesn't have any feelings for you. You're not young anymore. Since our village's Xiao Hong has taken a fancy to you, why don't you marry into her family? Anyway, her family is rich, and in terms of looks, she's one of the best in our village. You won't lose out. Lu Hu and Wang Meng, who were at the side, also agreed. That's right, Lu Lei. As the saying goes, there are plenty of fish in the sea. Why fall in love with one flower? You don't have to stay with Zhao Yuner alone. Chapter 3:14. If you ask me, Lu Lei, you're the one who's too silly. Xiao Hong is a virgin after all. Tell me, if you don't want a virgin like her, why would you want a prostitute with a child? Wang Meng said. It seemed that he couldn't understand what Lu Lei was thinking. If Xiao Hong liked me, I would have married into the Xiao family long ago. Hearing Wang Meng's words, Lu Lei immediately got angry. He grabbed Wang Meng's collar and yelled at him, "Who did you say is a prostitute? Say it again." Wang Meng was confused by Lu Lei's reaction. I'm talking about Zhao Yuner. Isn't she a prostitute? She got pregnant before marriage and even had a child. Lu Lei, why are you so angry? I'm just telling the truth for your own good. Wang Meng was also a little angry. Lu Lei coldly snorted and threw a punch at Wang Meng's face. If you dare to say that Yuner is a prostitute again, you can try it. Wang Meng felt the pain and cursed at Lu Lei. Lu Lei, you mother-cur. Are you crazy? How can you hit me as you wish? What's wrong with me scolding Zhao Yuner? Who is she to you? Why are you so protective of her? Humph, didn't you see that she was unwilling to marry you just now? Are you thinking of marrying her in the future? Wang Meng's words became more and more unpleasant. He had been punched for nothing, so he had to get it back no matter what. Thus, he raised his fist and punched Lu Lei's face. This punch wasn't light. Lu Lei also felt the pain and tasted some blood in his mouth. Lu Lei was angry and punched Wang Meng's face again. Therefore, the two men started to fight. They were both men who worked hard every day, so they were equally matched in fighting. As a result, both of them were punched in the face and body. Zhao Si and Lu Hu hurriedly stopped the fight. Why did you two suddenly start to fight? Seriously? We're brothers. You can't do this. All right, stop it. You're going to kill yourselves. Because of their fight, it attracted a lot of attention. However, they were all women and were just here to watch the show. It was not good for them to stop the fight. Two big men fighting, who knows, they might even get hurt. Zhao Si and Lu Hu took a while to pull Lu Lei and Wang Meng apart. Both of their faces were bruised and swollen. They looked a little scary. Aya, you're from the same village. Tell me, why are you two fighting? That's right. He's so ruthless. The surrounding women began to interject and talk. Wang Meng spat a mouthful of saliva on the ground. There was some blood in the saliva. Lu Lei, are you crazy? Why did you hit him? Wang Meng scolded again in a bad mood. All right. Wang Meng, stop talking. Zhao Si patted Wang Meng. It wasn't easy to pull them apart. If they continued to quarrel, wouldn't they start fighting again? Lu Lei angrily glared at Wang Meng. His eyes were a little fierce. He often hunted, so his momentum was naturally not something an ordinary person could have. He just couldn't stand Zhao Yun, or being scolded by others. No matter what kind of person Zhao Yun was, she was not qualified to be criticized by others. Moreover, they scolded her so harshly. Chapter 3:15. The onlookers watched the show and dispersed. Lu Lei looked so scary. Who knew if he would do anything to them? Brother Lu Lei, I'll take my leave too, Zhao Si said and sighed as he left. He didn't feel any pain when he was hit, but now that he was done, he felt the pain. Lu Lei took a deep breath. His face was swollen and painful. He touched his face and found that it was a little red and swollen. When he touched it, he felt blood. Hiss. Lu Lei took a deep breath. Brother Lu, are you okay? A voice sounded from behind Lu Lei. Lu Lei looked behind him. It was Xiao Hong. But at this time, Lu Lei didn't want to look at Xiao Hong. Brother Lu, you're injured, Xiao Hong exclaimed and quickly ran to Lu Lei. She took the handkerchief in her hand and wanted to wipe the blood on Lu Lei's face. Lu Lei instinctively dodged. Xiao Hong sighed and said with heartache, Brother Lu, don't move. Let me take a look at your wound, okay? Lu Lei didn't say anything. Brother Lu, I didn't do anything to you. I just wanted to show my concern for you. I really didn't mean anything else. Lu Lei said coldly, No need. Xiao Hong's eyes flashed with disappointment and sadness. She knew that Lu Lei probably still blamed her for Zhao Yun, or framing her. Until now, he still didn't want to talk to her. In the face of Lu Lei's indifference, Xiao Hong still stood in place and looked at Lu Lei. She had no intention of leaving. She was worried that something unexpected would happen to Lu Lei since he was so badly injured. Just as Lu Lei was about to leave, his leg was kicked at some point. This step forward caused him to feel as if his leg was broken. As soon as he took a step forward, he almost fell forward. Xiao Hong quickly supported Lu Lei. Big brother Lu, are you all right? Xiao Hong asked with concern. Xiao Hong came close to Lu Lei. Lu Lei felt a very fragrant smell enter his nose. It was completely different from the stench of a man's sweat. For some reason, Lu Lei suddenly felt that this smell was very pleasant. I'm fine, Lu Lei said. When he wanted to push Xiao Hong away, Xiao Hong stuck to him again. Big brother Lu, you can't hide from me like this, right? Look, you're injured. How are you going to go back alone? Let me support you. Xiao Hong looked at Lu Lei with a pitiful expression. There was genuine concern in her eyes. No, thanks. Lu Lei wanted to reject her again, but once Xiao Hong clung onto him, he couldn't shake her off. Lu Lei couldn't even push her away. Xiao Hong continued, Brother Lu, I don't mean anything else. I know you don't want to interact with me, but you can't ignore your own health. You're injured now, so I'll help you back. I won't bother you anymore in the future. There was nothing wrong with Xiao Hong's words, so Lu Lei had no reason to reject her. Because Xiao Hong liked him, he would be very repulsed by her and would not be willing to get close to her. Xiao Hong didn't seem to have any other intentions this time. She just wanted to help him. If he rejected her too much, it would seem that he was too cold and overthinking things. Seeing that Xiao Hong had promised not to pester her in the future, and that there was no one else by the river, she couldn't possibly climb back without Xiao Hong's support. Chapter 316. Xiao Hong heaved a sigh of relief when she saw that Lu Lei did not reject her this time. Her heart was filled with joy. As long as she had the opportunity to be in close contact with Lu Lei, it would be easy to cultivate their relationship. The previous grudges would also be resolved. Then, Brother Lu, let me help you, Xiao Hong said with a smile. There was a touch of blush on her cheeks, with the shyness of a girl. Xiao Hong put one of Lu Lei's hands on her shoulder so that Lu Lei could bear the weight. She supported Lu Lei as he walked forward. This action and posture just happened to be more intimate. Xiao Hong felt that she was surrounded by Lu Lei's aura. Xiao Hong liked the masculine aura on the man. In addition, Lu Lei was the man she liked. Xiao Hong could not help but move closer to Lu Lei. Lu Lei frowned. He did not like Xiao Hong to be so close to him. But he had no choice now. Xiao Hong was supporting him. He could not push her away at this time. The two of them walked slowly. Looking at the blood on Lu Lei's forehead, Xiao Hong took out a handkerchief and wiped it for Lu Lei. This time, although Lu Lei frowned and seemed unwilling, he could not avoid it. On the way back, it was inevitable that they would meet women who were washing things by the river. When they saw Xiao Hong and Lu Lei leaning against each other so intimately, they took a few more glances. Some women directly joked, Oh, why are the two of you together? You really look like a good couple. Lu Lei seems to be enlightened. He is willing to be with Xiao Hong now. Speaking of which, Xiao Hong is really good. She is much better than that Xiao Yun. Hearing the woman's words, Xiao Hong lowered her head shyly. She did not explain why she was with Lu Lei now. Lu Lei naturally didn't want others to misunderstand. If this matter between him and Xiao Hong was passed to Zhao Yun'er's ears, it was estimated that it would be even more impossible between him and Zhao Yun. Auntie, you misunderstood. It's just that my leg is injured and Xiao Hong gave me a ride. The woman smiled meaningfully. Alright, Lu Lei, you don't have to explain. Why didn't anyone else give you a ride? Why did only Xiao Hong give you a ride? Well, we won't meet anyone else on the way. Then why don't you ask Xiao Hong to call a man over to support you and a lady to send you off? Lu Lei was startled. Now that the woman mentioned it, he realized that it was indeed the case. Why did he have to get Xiao Hong to send him? If they didn't meet anyone along the way, he could just get Xiao Hong to call for help. Lu Lei was a little annoyed, but it was too late for regrets. Xiao Hong had almost helped him all the way to the door. Who knew how many people had seen them along the way? The woman continued, Lu Lei, let's not talk about you. Although it's fine that Xiao Hong helped you back, it's not good for her reputation. As a man, you definitely wouldn't mind. So you have to be responsible for Xiao Hong. The woman's nagging caused Lu Lei's frown to deepen. Seeing Lu Lei's worry, Xiao Hong walked over to the woman. Chapter 317. The woman was speechless at Xiao Hong's cowardice. After all, she couldn't guarantee that no one would send her back if something really happened to her in the future. The woman muttered, you really don't know what's good for you. Aren't I doing you a favor by saying that? Who doesn't know that you're interested in Lu Lei? After the woman left, Xiao Hong turned her head and said to Lu Lei, Brother Lu, don't listen to her nonsense. There was a complicated look in Lu Lei's eyes, and he felt guilty toward Xiao Hong. Lu Lei sighed and said to Xiao Hong, it's my fault for not being considerate and causing you to be criticized. Xiao Hong shook her head. Brother Lu, it's fine. Don't take their words to heart. The two of us are innocent. What's there to be afraid of? It's their thoughts that are too dirty. They're always suspicious of others. Lu Lei had an indescribable feeling in his heart. Looking at Xiao Hong's pretty face, he suddenly felt that Xiao Hong wasn't as annoying as he thought. Thank you, Xiao Hong. Xiao Hong's lips curled into a bright smile. She smiled at Lu Lei and said, It's fine, Brother Lu. You don't have to be so polite with me. Lu Lei also forced a smile. It was only a few hundred meters away from his house, so Lu Lei could only continue to let Xiao Hong send him back. When they arrived at Lu Lei's house, Lu Lei stopped and said to Xiao Hong, I'm home. I'll go in by myself. Brother Lu, what's wrong? Can you go in by yourself? Xiao Hong seemed a little confused. Lu Lei explained, Xiao Hong, it's not good for a girl like you to go into my house. If someone sees you, there will probably be rumors. Firstly, he was thinking for Xiao Hong, and secondly, he was thinking for himself. He didn't want others to misunderstand what had happened between him and Xiao Hong. If she went into the house, who knew what kind of nasty rumors would spread? Brother Lu, I'm sending you back. I'm not doing anything shameful. What are we afraid of? The more we try to avoid it, the more suspicious people will be. Don't you feel like there's no one here with 300 taels of silver? When Xiao Hong said that, Lu Lei felt that it seemed to be the case. Brother Lu, one of your legs is injured. You can't jump into the house with one leg, right? If the other leg was also injured, wouldn't you be unable to move at all and have to lie on the bed? Who will take care of you then? Xiao Hong's words finally moved Lu. Lu Lei nodded. All right then. Xiao Hong, I'll have to trouble you this time. Big Brother Lu, I've already said that you don't have to be so courteous. As she spoke, Xiao Hong's a bigs. Lu Lei's house wasn't big. Other than a kitchen, there was a master bedroom and a living room. Xiao Hong as she helped Lu Lei. Then, when Lu Lei was lying down, he pretended to trip and fell on top of Lu Lei. Then Lu. Lu Lei didn't have much contact with women, but he was a normal man after all, so he would have a reaction when he touched a woman. Lu Lei felt that his reaction was very shameful and he really shouldn't have done it. "Brother Lu," Xiao Hong murmured softly. Her voice was a little soft. It made Lu Lei's heart feel like it was being scratched. Chapter 318. For some reason, Lu Lei suddenly thought of Zhao Yun and came back to his senses. "Xiao Hong, please don't be like this." Lu Lei's tone suddenly became a little cold, and he looked at Xiao Hong with disdain. He couldn't tell if Xiao Hong did it on purpose or by accident. Xiao Hong's face turned red. Her seduction didn't work. As a man, how could he resist a woman's tenderness? Seeing the disdain in Lu Lei's eyes, Xiao Hong understood that this matter had to be done slowly. She couldn't make a fat man in one bite. Lu Lei's attitude towards her was much better today. After Zhao Yun framed her last time, Lu Lei didn't pay much attention to her. Now that he finally paid attention to her, she couldn't mess it up again. Thus, she got up and said innocently, "Brother Lu, I accidentally fell down." "I'm sorry." Lu Lei realized that his attitude was a little too much, so he said calmly, "It's fine. Thank you for today. If there's nothing else, you can go back first." "Brother Lu, I'll leave first." "Okay." Xiao Hong glanced at Lu Lei reluctantly. When she left Lu Lei's house, she immediately wiped away the pitiful look she had put on. Her eyes were filled with determination. She would definitely obtain Lu Lei's heart. Zhao Yun came back from the river and put the washing on a pole to dry. Looking at the sky, it was almost time to prepare dinner. At this time, old Zhao's family didn't come over, so she didn't know how the discussion went. When Xin Pan went back, she told Zhao Baoshan and Huo Chunhua what Zhao Yun said. Hearing that Zhao Yun said that it actually cost 30 copper coins to give a gift to someone else, Huo Chunhua instantly exploded and scolded, "That little bitch, she actually wants money to give a gift to her family? How heartless! Our old Zhao's family raised her in the past and she ate a lot of food. Now she wants to make money from us. If I had known earlier, I would have strangled her when she was young. I wouldn't have wasted all these years of food." Huo Chunhua's scolding made Liang Jinxiao very uncomfortable. After all, Zhao Yun was her daughter. She stood in the house with a pale face, but she didn't dare to say anything to Huo Chunhua. Zhao Wenshi was angry at Zhao Yun. Yun has. As a family, there was no need to talk about money. Li Chuang listened to his family's scolding. He added, "Mother, it's all thanks to third sister-in-law's good teaching. How could she give birth to such a shameless girl?" Once Li Chuang brought up the topic, Huo Chunhua vented her anger on Liang Jinxiao. "Yes. She did all kinds of shameless things. She brought shame to our old Zhao's family. Now she's here to annoy us." Third brother's wife, "Hurry up and talk to that little bitch. You must persuade her to send Tianlong and Laowu to the town tomorrow." Liang Jinxiao seemed to be in a dilemma. "Mother, Yun, you're her mother. How can she not listen to you? You're so useless. Our old Zhao's family is really unlucky to have married you," Huo Chunhua said and poked Liang Jinxiao's forehead with her finger. Chapter 319. Liang Jinxiao was used to being submissive. In addition, Huo Chunhua was her mother-in-law. No matter what, she could not do anything to Huo Chunhua. She could only endure it. Li Chuang watched from the side and gloated. She continued to agree, "That's right, third sister-in-law. You are Yun's mother. If you don't do anything, are you going to let mother be bullied?" Third sister-in-law, Tianlong will definitely not be able to walk tomorrow. In the future, he will take the provincial examination and become an official. He will be able to let our old Zhao family live a good life. How can we let him tire himself out? Quickly go and talk to Yun. Zhao Wenshi also urged. "It's not that I don't want to go. Yun's character is different from before. Even I can't persuade her. Mother, don't make things difficult for Yun's mother. Yun didn't say that she wouldn't send them. Didn't she send them when we gave her the 30 copper coins?" Zhao Wenhua looked at his wife with some heartache. Hua Chunhua snorted coldly, 30 copper coins? You speak as if 30 copper coins can be casually taken out. Are you going to earn these 30 copper coins? Zhao Wenhua was displeased by Hua Chunhua's words. Mother, if Yuner doesn't send them, doesn't it cost 30 copper coins to rent an ox cart? Yuner is now separated from the family. She is an outsider. Helping us is out of kindness. Not helping us is her duty. Third brother, what's wrong with you? You are also speaking up for that little b** Tisich. After separating from the family, she will no longer be surnamed Zhao. Didn't she eat old Zhao's rice before she separated from the family? Then go talk to her and make her spit out all the food she has eaten for so many years. Zhao Wenhua did not know how to respond to Hua Chunhua's scolding. He was angry, but it was not good for him to vent his anger. He only felt that his mother was too unreasonable. What could he gain from arguing with an unreasonable person? Liang Jinxiao and Zhao Wenhua stood still. They scolded her, but they didn't say anything. They didn't want to say that they were going to Zhao Yuner's place. Their daughter had already suffered a lot. They really couldn't continue to harm her and bully her. Seeing that Liang Jinxiao and Zhao Wenhua were not going, Zhao Ping ran out excitedly and said to Hua Chunhua eagerly, Grandma, you're right. Zhao Yun used to eat and drink our food. How can she ask for money when she sends someone away? I'm her sister. I'll talk to her. Hua Chunhua glanced at Zhao Ping'er with appreciation. Among third brother's children, Ping'er is the most sensible one. Before Liang Jinxiao could say anything, he saw Zhao Ping'er run out happily. Auntie Lu came over not long after Zhao Yuner finished drying the food. This time, she was carrying a basket with some vegetables in it. Yuner, I forgot to ask you to bring some vegetables. I brought some for you now. They were freshly plucked. Zhao Yuner didn't stand on ceremony with Auntie Lu and accepted it. She knew that Auntie Lu was grateful to her for helping their family earn money. Although the vegetables didn't cost much, Auntie Lu expressed her gratitude. If Zhao Yuner didn't accept it, Auntie Lu would feel upset. Auntie Lu chatted with Zhao Yuner for a while. Yuner, I have something to tell you. Auntie Lu lowered her voice mysteriously. Zhao Yuner thought that Auntie Lu was talking about a secret, so she asked curiously, Auntie Lu, what's the matter? Chapter 320. Zhao Yuner was stunned. She couldn't believe it. However, she knew that Auntie Lu would not lie. Why did Xiao Hong and Lu Lei get together? Zhao Yuner's intuition told her that there must be a reason. Speaking of which, if there was really something going on between Lu Lei and Xiao Hong, it had nothing to do with her. After all, she had no feelings for Lu Lei. It was his freedom to choose any woman he wanted to be with. Zhao Yuner said nonchalantly, Auntie Lu, if they're together, so be it. What's wrong with that? Auntie Lu sighed and said earnestly to Zhao Yuner, Yuner, it's not that Auntie wants to nag at you, but Lu Lei is a good child. Don't keep rejecting him. We all know that Xiao Hong is interested in Lu Lei. If you keep rejecting Lu Lei, he might really get together with Xiao Hong. Then, it will be difficult for you to find someone like Lu Lei. Zhao Yuner smiled. So this was what Auntie Lu was worried about. Auntie Lu, I really don't have any feelings for Lu Lei. Although he's good, I only treat him as a good friend and won't think too much about it. If he really gets married, I'll be happy for him no matter who he marries. Hey, you have to think carefully. If you miss this opportunity, there won't be another one. Just don't regret it in the future. Zhao Yuner nodded. I understand, Auntie Lu. Oh right, Yuner, I want to bring my old man to see a doctor in Yang City tomorrow. We have to treat his illness as soon as possible. I'm afraid that it will get worse if we delay it. Can your little donkey pull us along tomorrow? Otherwise, it's really troublesome to follow old man whose ox cart. Zhao Yuner could tell that Auntie Lu did not want to trouble her, but there was nothing she could do. Uncle Lu was lying on the bed and could not move. He was seriously ill. If they took the ox cart, they would have to carry him all the way to old man whose house. As a patient, if they sat in the same carriage as others, they would inevitably be despised and complained about. That's why he thought of using Zhao Yuner's donkey. At least it wouldn't cause so much trouble. Zhao Yuner agreed without hesitation. Okay, Auntie Lu. It's no big deal. The conversation between Zhao Yuner and Auntie Lu fell into Zhao Ping'er's ears. She yelled at Zhao Yuner, "Well, Zhao Yuner, you're really amazing. I asked you to send eldest cousin and fifth uncle to the town, but you didn't. Instead, you readily agreed to send someone else." When Zhao Yuner heard Zhao Ping'er's voice, she felt disgusted and disgusted. She cast a disdainful look at Zhao Ping'er and replied faintly, "What does it have to do with you? What a busybody." Zhao Yuner, you little b****. You live off me and betray me. You don't send your own family, but you send someone else. Zhao Ping'er angrily scolded again. When Zhao Yuner heard Zhao Ping'er call her a little b****, a trace of viciousness flashed in her eyes. As if she knew that Zhao Yuner was going to attack her, Zhao Ping'er quickly stepped back. Zhao Yuner sneered. "I think you're the one who's living off me and betraying me. What benefits did old Zhao's family give you? Our third branch has been bullied so badly. You help them, but you don't speak up for me, your biological sister. It seems that you like to be bullied and like to be old Zhao's dog?" Chapter 321. Since they don't want to have anything to do with me, then why did old Zhao's people come to my house for no reason? Zhao Yuner said sarcastically. Thinking about it, it was really funny. On one hand, they despised her, but on the other hand, they wanted to use her to make her help. She was not a fool. Old Zhao's people didn't treat her as a person. Why would she help them work so eagerly? Zhao Ping'er was choked by Zhao Yuner's words and didn't know what to say. She angrily glared at Zhao Yuner. "Anyway, I've brought the message to you. Our grandmother said that if you don't send eldest cousin off, you'll spit out all the food you've eaten from old Zhao's family for so many years." Zhao Ping'er left after saying this. When she came, she was aggressive. After being rebuked by Zhao Yuner, she immediately became timid. She wanted to run away quickly so that she wouldn't be taught a lesson by Zhao Yuner again. Zhao Yuner saw Zhao Ping'er run faster than a rabbit. She was angry and amused at the same time. This woman was timid, but she liked to meddle in other people's affairs. Her words were also unpleasant to hear. She had never seen such a hateful person. In comparison, she liked people like Hu Chunhua and Li Chuang more. Ai. Aunt Lu sighed. Looking at Zhao Yuner, she felt a little distressed. Yuner didn't have it easy. It wasn't easy for her to live a better life. However, those shameless people from old Zhao's family came to stir things up from time to time. "Little girl Yuner, why don't you not bring me along tomorrow, so as to avoid being scolded by your grandparents again?" Aunt Lu was thinking for Zhao Yuner. If it really didn't work, she could just spend some money to rent an ox cart. It's fine. If they want to nag, let them nag. Do you think I'm afraid of them? All right then. If there's anything, just call me. I'll come and help you. Auntie Lu exhorted before leaving. Zhao Yuner put the dishes sent by Aunt Lu into the kitchen. Then he took out a dung bucket from the corner of the wall. Just now, Zhao Ping'er's words also fell into Mu Lianfeng's ears, but it was inconvenient for him to come out and help Zhao Yuner in the room. Looking at Zhao Yuner's calm expression, her mood didn't seem to be affected at all. However, his eyes revealed a trace of ruthlessness. If someone dared to come over and disturb Zhao Yuner's state of mind, he could not guarantee that he would be able to hold himself back and not make a move on them. When Mu Lianfeng saw Zhao Yuner holding the dung bucket, he asked curiously, "Yuner, what are you doing?" Zhao Yuner smiled shyly, "I'm going to do something earth-shattering later." Zhao Yuner was half joking, but Mu Lianfeng was dumbfounded. He didn't know what Zhao Yuner meant by doing something big. Zhao Yuner carried the dung bucket and walked towards the latrine pit. Mu Lianfeng wanted to follow and said to Zhao Yuner, "Yuner, what big thing do you want to do? Let me help you." The corner of Zhao Yuner's mouth twitched slightly. She quickly said to Mu Lianfeng, "No need, young Master Mu. Go back to the room and rest. You'll be fine after resting." But Mu Lianfeng looked at Zhao Yuner worriedly. "But what? Chapter 322. Zhao Yun comforted him. It's okay, young Master Mu. You're injured, so you should naturally rest well at home. How can I let you work? What if you pull on your wound? Moreover, there's nothing else. I can do it alone. Mu Lianfeng still looked at Zhao Yun, with some concern. Yun, is there really no need? There's really no need, young Master Mu. Go back to your room and rest. Zhao Yun persuaded him again. Thinking about what she was going to do later, it was indeed a little earth-shattering, but others would definitely feel very disgusted when they saw it. It's okay, I'm not tired. I can't help you, but I can watch you work from the side, okay? Mu Lianfeng said. The corner of Zhao Yun's mouth twitched. Mu Lianfeng was really a little difficult to get rid of. Mu Lianfeng raised his eyebrows and asked, "What's wrong, Miss Yun? Am I a hindrance by your side?" It's not a hindrance, but young Master Mu, you might not be able to accept what I'm going to do later. Zhao Yun saw that there was no excuse to send Mu Lianfeng away, so she let Mu Lianfeng be mentally prepared in advance. It's okay, Miss Yun. You can do whatever you want. I'm sure I can accept it. Mu Lianfeng thought about it. He was also a person who had seen a lot of big scenes. What could Zhao Yun do to scare him? Zhao Yun smiled embarrassedly. Then okay then. She hoped that it was really as Mu Lianfeng said, that he could accept it. Mu Lianfeng retreated to the side and stood quietly as he watched Zhao Yun busy herself. He saw Zhao Yun holding a dung ladle in her hand, scooping out all the feces in the dung pit and putting them into the dung bucket. As Zhao Yun stirred the dung ladle in her hand, a foul smell spread out. Mu Lianfeng almost vomited because of this smell. He glanced at the feces that Zhao Yun scooped up, and it was even more disgusting. Mu Lianfeng covered his mouth, and Zhao Yun caught a glimpse of it. Zhao Yun said weakly, "Young Master Mu, you might not be able to accept it. Look, you're already like this. Why don't you go back to your room and rest? I'll be fine." Mu Lianfeng endured the nausea and waved at Zhao Yun. "It's okay, I'm fine." Zhao Yun asked again with uncertainty. "Young Master Mu, can you really do it?" "I can do it. Wasn't it just excrement? It came out of their stomachs every day." "Oh, then I'll continue," Zhao Yun said lightly. The dung ladle in her hand began to stir in the latrine pit again, and she continued to get more feces. Zhao Yun waited until the dung bucket was half filled with feces before she stopped. Mu Lianfeng didn't understand. What was Zhao Yun doing with this thing? Was she going to fertilize the vegetables in the vegetable garden like last time? But it didn't seem like it. She had just fertilized the vegetables not long ago, and now she wanted to continue? Phew, I'm so tired, so smelly, so disgusting. Zhao Yun also looked away. She walked to the side and breathed in the fresh air. Although she was disgusted by doing this now, she would be able to disgust old Zhao's family later. She would let them know that they couldn't get any benefits from her. It would be best if they didn't go against her in the future so that they wouldn't be the only ones at a disadvantage. Chapter 323. Zhao Yun smiled shyly. "This is the earth-shattering thing I wanted to tell you. I can't tell you yet, or else you'll be disgusted again." The more Zhao Yun refused to tell him, the more Mu Lianfeng's heart itched. What kind of earth-shattering thing could she do with feces? He didn't know what Zhao Yun was thinking in her little head. "Miss Yun, I can actually accept it. You can tell me, no. Young Master Mu, this is something normal people can't accept. Go back to your room and rest. I'll prepare to do my earth-shattering thing in a while." Zhao Yun thought about it carefully, but she still couldn't tell Mu Lianfeng. Her image in Mu Lianfeng's heart shouldn't be bad now. If she told him, if Mu Lianfeng couldn't accept it, she didn't know what he would think of her. It was better for her to bear such a disgusting and damaging thing and bury it in her heart. Mu Lianfeng sighed. "All right then, Miss Yun. After I recover, if there's anything earth-shattering, you can call me." Okay. Zhao Yun nodded and agreed. But then again, if Mu Lianfeng really recovered, he would have returned to Yang City. Why would he stay by her side to help her? After Mu Lianfeng went back, Zhao Yun took a few deep breaths. Then she carried a load and a bucket of feces and walked in the direction of old Zhao's house. When she arrived at the Zhao residence, old Zhao's family happened to be eating. They ate a little early today because Zhao Tianlong and Zhao Wenxing would be leaving tomorrow. After eating early, the family chatted a little more at the table. Just as they were about to eat, a foul smell suddenly drifted over from the courtyard. Old Zhao's family frowned. What's going on? Why is it so smelly? That's right, how can you eat when you're so smelly? The smell of feces really affected their appetite. Old Zhao's family put down their bowls and chopsticks. When he raised his head and looked outside the courtyard, he saw Zhao Yun's thin and small body carrying a bucket of dung over. Not long after, she saw Zhao Yun carrying a bucket of manure into the courtyard of this house. The stench that he smelled earlier became even stronger. Zhao Yun, what are you doing? Why did you bring a bucket of shit here? Zhao Pinger screamed. Pinching his nose, a look of disgust appeared on his face. Old Zhao's family members also pinched their noses in disgust. She frowned in displeasure and reprimanded Zhao Yun. You little b*****, we are all eating and you brought a bucket of shit over. Who are you trying to disgust? How are we going to eat after what you've done? How can we? Do we smell feces the moment we eat? Zhao Yun, what are you trying to do? Are you here to cause trouble? Zhao Yun was very calm in the face of old Zhao's family's incessant accusations. She curled her lips and said to old Zhao's family, Sister Pinger came over just now and told me that Grandma wants me to vomit out all the food that I've eaten at old Zhao's house all these years. Unfortunately, I can't vomit out the food. I'll take it out and return it to you. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, she splashed the feces in the bucket in the direction of Huachenhua. Grandma, I've returned what you wanted. If you want more, let me know. I'll send more to you later. Chapter 324. Excrement and urine splattered all over Huachenhua's clothes and head. Huachenhua immediately became a person covered in excrement, and the stench spread even further. Zhao Xinhui was standing next to Huachenhua, so it was inevitable that she was splashed with feces, and some of her clothes exploded. She was wearing the cloud brocade dress sent by young Master Meng today. It was just made, and she originally wanted to wear it for a while to satisfy her desire for beauty. But she didn't expect that Zhao Yun would splash excrement on her. Ah! Zhao Xinhui screamed. Looking at the excrement and urine splattered on her body, hair, and clothes, she felt like killing someone. But Zhao Yun still had excrement in her hands, so she didn't dare to rush over to settle the score with Zhao Yun. Let's not talk about her first. How could she wear this precious dress? Old Zhao's family members covered their noses and almost vomited. They walked away from Huachenhua and Zhao Xinhui in disgust, afraid that their excrement and urine would stain them. Huachenhua was stunned for a while, and the stench went into her nostrils. She couldn't help but squat down and vomit. After spitting out some white saliva, Huachenhua wiped her mouth with her hand. But she didn't know when her hand was stained with excrement. When she wiped her mouth, the excrement smeared on her mouth. A strange taste came out of her mouth. Huachenhua was disgusted again, and couldn't help but vomit again. She almost vomited out all the acid in her stomach. Looking at Huachenhua's sorry state, Zhao was in a good mood. Damn it, if a tiger didn't show its power, people would think that she was a sick cat. Today, she would let them see how powerful she was. Let's see if they still dared to go to her house and make trouble later. Little bitch, I will strangle you to death today. Huachenhua had never been wronged like this before. A pair of eyes shot out sparks and rushed in the direction of Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun calmly picked up the ladle. When Huachenhua rushed over, she used the ladle to block Huachenhua's chest. For a moment, Huachenhua couldn't move forward. He didn't know why this little b****th was so strong. Zhao Yun's lips curled up into a cold smile. Grandma, you're so boring. I brought the things to you, and you said you wanted to strangle me to death. How can you be so unreasonable? What I'm giving you today is the feces I've accumulated for 3 years. If you use it to fertilize vegetables, it can be used for a long time. But I'm a filial child. Since you asked me to return it, I can't not return it. Don't worry, I'll slowly save up the food I've been eating from old Zhao's house for the past 16 years and send it to you every year. Hua Chunhua almost vomited blood because of Zhao Yuna. This little b** Tisage definitely did it on purpose. If what she ate turned into feces, would it be of any use to her? She even disgusted her. You little b** tis, I'm going to skin you alive today. Hua Chunhua said as she ordered her sons, don't just stand there. Help me catch her. The men from old Zhao's house looked at each other. Although they usually listened to Hua Chunhua's words, today, when they saw the feces in Zhao Yun'er's hands, they were still disgusted for a long time. If they rushed forward and Zhao Yun'er also splashed feces on them, what should they do? If they became a feces person, like Hua Chunhua, they didn't dare to imagine. Chapter 325. Zhao Wenshi was also a little scared and shook his head. Mom, Yun'er has feces in her hands. I don't dare to do it. Let's just forget about it. Zhao Wenshi was a little obsessed with cleanliness. When he saw feces, although it didn't splash on him, he still felt very uncomfortable all over. Especially when he saw the little maggots crawling around in the feces. Mom, seeing that her sons were terrified and didn't dare to do it, Hua Chunhua became even angrier. You're all trash. Mom raised you for nothing. Really? None of you dare to do it. You just watched me get bullied by this little b** Tisage. What sin have I committed to have such a shameless daughter in old Zhao's family? Hua Chunhua cried and screamed, but her sons still didn't have any intention of doing anything. They really couldn't be blamed. The feces in Zhao Yun'er's hands were too intimidating. Ordinary people wouldn't dare to do it. If they were splashed with feces, who knew how smelly it would be? The smell probably wouldn't dissipate for a few days and nights. Old Zhao's family members had different reactions. Some were angry, some were secretly laughing, and some were indifferent. Zhao Tianan and Zhao Tianfu hid in the back and secretly laughed. They usually saw Hua Chunhua bully Zhao Yuna. The third branch was also more ostracized in old Zhao's family. Now that they saw Zhao Yun'er make a move, they felt very happy. Zhao Tianfu secretly whispered in Zhao Tianan's ear, Brother Tianan, look at how powerful second sister is. She made our grandma so miserable. Zhao Tianfu's laughter had a hint of schadenfreude. Although Hua Chunhua was his grandmother, he didn't have a good impression of her. Zhao Tianan nodded and looked at Zhao Yun'er with admiration in his eyes. Second sister is very powerful. No one in the family had the guts to do this kind of thing. Only Zhao Yun'er did it. Zhao Tianan wondered when he would be able to be as courageous as Zhao Yun, and then protect the people he wanted to protect. Shen Panner never expected that Zhao Yun'er would do something like this. Her eyes darkened. The current Zhao Yun'er in front of her was a completely different person from before. She was thinking about whether it would be better to stand on the Zhao Yun'er's side in the future. If Zhao Yun'er was extraordinary, then he had to build a good relationship with Zhao Yun'er. When Zhao Yun'er heard Hua Chunhua's curses, her eyes became colder. It seemed that Hua Chunhua hadn't taught her enough. In that case, she would continue to teach her a lesson so that she would have a deeper impression and not forget the pain after the scar healed. The scoop against Hua Chunhua's chest was lifted. When it was lifted to the top of Hua Chunhua's head, Zhao Yun'er turned the scoop over. The feces and urine inside poured out and flowed onto Hua Chunhua's head. Grandmother, don't call me a little b***. Otherwise, I can't guarantee that I'll feed you some feces. Zhao Yun'er threatened. Sure enough, Hua Chunhua became well-behaved. She felt as if her whole body was immersed in a pit of feces. Fortunately, Zhao Yun'er hadn't fed her yet. Otherwise, her mouth wouldn't be able to eat anymore. Zhao Yun'er curled her lips in satisfaction. Strange people needed strange methods to deal with them. Hua Chunhua was the kind of person who wasn't afraid of being beaten, but now she was well-behaved. It stinks. Zhao Xinhui saw the feces and urine dripping down Hu Chuanhua's hair. She quickly moved to the side, covered her chest, and vomited. Chapter 326. Zhao Yun, how could you treat our grandmother like this? You're so heartless. At this time, no one dared to help Hu Chunhua, but Zhao Ping stood up. Actually, she just wanted to perform well. It was even better that no one helped Hu Chunhua. It gave her more opportunities to perform. Hu Chunhua would definitely talk about how good she was later. If she won Hu Chuanhua's heart, then her life in old Zhao's family would be much better in the future. Not to mention eating and drinking, the main reason she could eat more was that she could buy some beautiful clothes and jewelry for her. Just like how she treated Zhao Xinhui. In addition, when she got married, as long as Hu Chunhua was happy, she would definitely give her more dowry than the other girls in old Zhao's family. Zhao Ping's behavior made Zhao Yun hate her even more. Was it really good to flatter like this? In order to please Hu Chunhua, she really forgot about her own sister. However, Zhao Yun didn't care. Anyway, she didn't want to treat Zhao Ping as her sister. Mind your own business. Originally, she wanted to give face to Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinqiao and let Zhao Ping go. It seemed that she didn't need to show mercy at all. Zhao Yun took back the scoop and scooped out a scoop of feces to throw at Zhao Ping. Zhao Ping was splashed from head to toe. Zhao Ping originally thought that Zhao Yun wouldn't treat her like this. Who knew that Zhao Yun really didn't care about her family when she went crazy? Zhao Ping's roar could be heard. If you don't want to be worse, then shut up. Otherwise, I can't guarantee that I won't feed you shit if I get angry. Zhao Yun warned. Mother! Zhao Ping looked at Liang Jinqiao pitifully. If she wanted Liang Jinqiao to discipline her, no matter what, Zhao Yun would definitely not splash feces on her mother. Liang Jinqiao turned his head and ignored Zhao Ping. Thinking about what Zhao Ping had done, she was also a little angry. Zhao Yun was Zhao Ping's twin sister, but Zhao Ping didn't care about Zhao Yun at all. Instead, she helped old Zhao's family to bully Zhao Yun. He was even more fawning over Hu Chunhua. Seeing that Liang Jinqiao didn't stop him, Zhao Yun sighed in relief. Her mother wasn't too bad this time. She didn't continue to interfere in this matter. Zhao Yun put her hands on her waist and said, Today, I'll leave my words here. Now that we've separated from the family, no matter how good or bad my life is in the future, you'd better not provoke me. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude. Today is just a warning. If you push me too hard, I have more ways to torture you. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, she threw out the remaining feces in the bucket, causing old Zhao's courtyard to be filled with a foul smell. Even if the feces and urine in this courtyard were cleaned, the smell would definitely not dissipate for 30 to 50 days. While old Zhao's family was still in shock, Zhao Yun calmly carried his bucket of feces and walked in the direction of the house. After Zhao Yun walked far away, old Zhao's family erupted in roars again. Mother, look, Zhao Yun dirted my clothes. Zhao Xinhui stomped her feet angrily. That little bee asterisk, I'm so angry. How dare she treat me like this? Hu Chunhua's eyes reddened. However, after this incident, she was really afraid of Zhao Yun. She couldn't go to settle the score. Didn't she just suffer in silence today? Chapter 327. Of course, these were just words of anger. No matter what, a life for a life. At most, he would find a way to teach Zhao Yun a lesson. That little bee asterisk teach is amazing now. Even if you killed her, you probably wouldn't have the ability to do so. Hu Chunhua replied. In her agitation, the feces that flowed down her face flew out. A few drops fell on Zhao Wenshui's face. Mother! Zhao Wenshui looked at his little sister and Hu Chunhua with some disgust. What are you doing? Hu Chunhua replied angrily. Mother, you and little sister are stinking. Hurry up and wash up. Otherwise, this stench won't go away. It's too disgusting. Zhao Wenshui didn't care much and spoke directly. It would have been better if he hadn't said that. Once he said that, Hua Chunhua became even angrier. She scolded Zhao Wenshui, "You still have the cheek to say that? He just asked you to catch that little bee asterisk, Ti Zhaoyun. Why are you standing still? Now you're disdaining me and saying that I'm stinking. I've really raised you for nothing." As Hua Chunhua spoke, she prepared to slap Zhao Wenshui with her black claws. If it was just a slap, Zhao Wenshui wouldn't have much of an opinion. He was a man, so a few slaps would be fine. But the problem was that Hua Chunhua's hands were stained with feces. If this slap landed on him, wouldn't he be stained with feces like Hua Chunhua? Zhao Wenshui quickly dodged. "Mother, I was wrong. I was wrong. Don't hit me. Useless thing." Hua Chunhua glared at Zhao Wenshui, still angry. Zhao Wenshui said with a bitter face, "Mother, you can't blame me alone. Big Brother and the others didn't do anything either. It's all Zhao Yun'er's fault. If she didn't bring shit here, we would have caught her." Zhao Wenshui chimed in, "That's right, Mom. We can't possibly be splashed with feces like you, right? This is too disgusting. Mother, you also know that I can't stand the slightest bit of uncleanliness. If this were to happen to me, wouldn't it kill me?" Hua Chunhua looked at her sons in disappointment. They really knew how to find excuses. So what if they had no conscience? "I've raised you for nothing," Hua Chunhua said. Now was not the time to argue with his sons. Now that he was covered in feces and urine, it was extremely disgusting. If he didn't clean himself up, he would be suffocated by the smell. "Let's take off our clothes and take a shower later." Zhao Ping was a little excited when Hua Chunhua called her name. She seemed to have forgotten that she was covered in feces and grinned as she went up to Hua Chunhua. "Grandma, go away, don't come near me." Zhao Xinhui waved at Zhao Ping in disgust. "Auntie." Zhao Ping felt wronged. She was covered in feces and smelled just as bad. Now she was disdaining her. "All right, go and change your clothes. You have to wash your clothes properly." Speaking of washing clothes, Zhao Xinhui vented his anger on Liang Jinxiao. "Mother, Zhao Yun'er, that little bee asterisk teeth splashed feces on us. We have to take off our clothes and let third sister-in-law wash them." Chapter 328. Therefore, she said to Liang Jinxiao, "Third brother's wife, you can wash our clothes later." Hua Chunhua's tone was firm as she ordered Liang Jinxiao. Liang Jinxiao was no different from ordinary people. He also felt disgusted when he saw feces on the clothes. Zhao Wenhua could tell that Liang Jinxiao was in a difficult position, so she helped Liang Jinxiao and said, "Mother, how can you let Yun'er's mother wash these clothes? What Yun'er did has nothing to do with Yun'er's mother." "What do you mean it has nothing to do with her? She didn't give birth to that little bee asterisk Tis Zhao Yun'er, so she has to wash it." "Mother, if I'm Yun'er's father, doesn't that mean I have to help her wash it? Why would a man like you wash clothes?" But Zhao Wenhua looked at Liang Jinxiao with heartache. What right did he have to bully Yun'er's mother like this? If old Zhao's family hadn't provoked them, Zhao Yun'er wouldn't have brought feces over. At the end of the day, his mother should be blamed for this. She was the one who caused this trouble. Now that she was the one who suffered, she was blaming others. "Grandmother, I think it's better not to let third aunt wash it," Shen Panner stood up and said. Hua Chunhua's attitude toward Shen Panner was quite good. She knew that Shen Panner usually didn't say things casually. Since she said it, she must have her reasons. Therefore, she asked patiently, "Panner, tell me, why can't we let third aunt wash it?" "Grandmother, think about it. If cousin Yun'er finds out that you let her mother wash the clothes, will she come and cause trouble for us again? If she splashes feces all over the yard, we'll be in trouble." When Hua Chunhua heard this, she furrowed her brows. She was worried that what Shen Panner said would happen. Zhao Baoshan chimed in, "That's enough. This has nothing to do with third brother's wife. Naturally, it's not up to her to wash the clothes." Zhao Baoshan was the most authoritative figure in old Zhao's family. Even Hua Chunhua couldn't refute his words. Zhao Xinhui pouted. "Father, if you don't let third aunt wash these clothes, I won't wash them. They're so disgusting. Obviously, Zhao Xinhui was not concerned that Liang Jinxiao had to wash her clothes, but that someone had to help her wash them. The other women in old Zhao's family were not fools either. Hearing Zhao Xinhui's words, they hurriedly said, "Auntie, you can't let us wash the clothes stained with feces. We're disgusted too." "Yes, it's so disgusting that I can't even eat, let alone wash it. We can do ordinary chores, but you'd better wash these clothes yourself." "Sigh, Auntie, it's hard for ordinary people to touch these things. In the future, I'll help you wash your clothes." When Zhao Xinhui heard this, she looked at her sisters-in-law angrily. All of them were afraid that she would push this matter to them. If they didn't help, wouldn't they be washing her own clothes? Zhao Xinhui found it hard to accept. Unfortunately, if she was wearing ordinary clothes, she would probably have thrown them away. How could she bear to part with these beautiful clothes made of cloud brocade? You should solve your own problems. You should wash your own clothes. Don't think about troubling others. You're a grown-up girl, but you don't do any chores. Everyone in the family dotes on you. This time, your clothes are so dirty. You can't be thinking about others. You find it disgusting, but don't others find it disgusting as well? Zhao Baoshan sounded a little stern. Chapter 329. Huo Chunhua's heart ached as she looked at her daughter. Zhao Xinhui's aggrieved expression made Huo Chunhua very upset. She only had one precious daughter. So what if she spoiled her all the time? So what if she didn't do any chores? There were so many women in the family. Her precious daughter naturally didn't need to interfere. "It's fine. Mother will wash you later. I'll make sure you're clean." After Huo Chunhua said this, Zhao Xinhui's bitter expression finally eased a little. She smiled at Huo Chunhua and said, "Mother, thank you. You're so good to me." "Of course. You're my precious daughter. If I don't treat you well, who else should I treat well? Let's go. Let's go change your clothes. I'm going to die." "Old woman, Hui Er's clothes must be washed by her own hands. Don't help her wash them. She's already so old. If she doesn't do anything when she marries into her husband's family, won't they say that our old Zhao family didn't educate her well? If you continue to spoil her like this, she'll definitely be spoiled rotten." Zhao Baoshan snorted as he spoke and glared sharply at Zhao Xinhui. "Father." Zhao Xinhui bit her chin, feeling aggrieved. "Old man, what's wrong with me helping Hui wash her clothes? Our Hui is going to marry into a rich family and become a young mistress. She definitely doesn't need to do these chores. How is it that Hui didn't educate her well? Must she do manual chores?" Huo Chunhua defended her. "You're dreaming, right? It's already good enough for Hui to marry into a family like our old Zhao family. You still want her to marry into a rich family? Don't you know how old she is? Today, she must wash her own clothes. Later, she'll have to learn how to do some chores in the old Zhao family." Zhao Baoshan said and went into the house. It seemed that he didn't want to talk to Huo Chunhua anymore. The daughters-in-law of old Zhao's other branches were somewhat gloating. For so many years, their sister-in-law had been waited on all day and did nothing. It was inevitable that they felt somewhat unhappy. They agreed with what Zhao Baoshan said. At Zhao Xinhui's age, her looks were a little better, but if she wanted to marry into a rich family, she wouldn't be able to. Only Huo Chunhua treated Zhao Xinhui as a treasure and thought that Zhao Xinhui was destined to be a young mistress. "Mother, what should we do?" Zhao Xinhui asked angrily. "Hui, you know your father's temper as well. You have to do as he says so that he won't get angry." "Mother, all right. Let's go and wash it. Draw a few more buckets of water. We won't be able to wash it clean all of a sudden. Eldest brother, second brother, go and fetch the water." Huo Chunhua called out. Zhao Wenshui declined. "Mother, we haven't eaten yet. I'm tired from working all day. I don't have the energy to fetch water. Mother, you know that my body isn't very good. You and younger sister will probably use a lot of water. I don't think I can move it. Zhao Wenshi hurriedly found an excuse when he heard Zhao Wenshui's words. Hua Chunhua was about to throw a tantrum when Zhao Wenhua said, "Mother, I'll go then." Zhao Wenhua went into the kitchen, took the buckets of water, and walked towards the river. "Eldest brother, second brother, look at how lazy you are. You guys don't do anything. Sometimes, you should learn from third brother." This time, Hua Chunhua said something to the third branch, which was rare for her. After all, Zhao Wenhua was her biological son. It was normal for her to be biased. Sometimes, she felt that Zhao Wenhua was more filial and would inevitably be touched. You're tuning in to the Wang Lin's Journey YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.